What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. We are doing something new here at Chat Sports. We are actually doing a 3-round mock draft, an NFL draft simulator, if you will, where I will be selecting for the Patriots at pick number 4, pick number 38, pick number 69, and pick number 77. So I will act as Mike Vrabel and Eliot Wolf, and we will literally draft based on how the other Chat Sports teams draft as well. So we will have the Tennessee Titans pick, and then we'll have the Cleveland Browns with Matthew Peterson, the New York Giants pick with Marshall Green, and then we will be on the clock. We will have 1 minute to select at every single position. So we will act as if this is the real thing and break it down from our viewpoint. But I will need the help from you guys and my producer, Alper, to make sure that we are selecting the best available picks for the Patriots that are on the board. So let me go on ahead and start it off by asking you guys, who should Patriots Today by Chat Sports pick in round number 1? With pick number 4, should it be Will Campbell? We're not doing trades. We are not doing trades here because poor Sam is making all of our graphics, and that's probably just a little bit too much on Sam right now. So it can be Will Campbell, Armand Menbo, Ashton Genty, Tyler Warren, Tedero McMillan. So go on ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. Josh Babbitt is in here off work today and tomorrow, so I'm making sure that I get all of our prospective draft picks in for their top 30 picks. I got to double check this player's out. I like it. I like your approach. Crash Out is saying he wants to draft Will Campbell. Justin Madison is in here as well. Boston Bob is saying Allie the GOAT, my number 1 fan. I appreciate that, Boston Bob. We do only have 40 people in the chat here. I do expect it to be a little bit lower of a viewership just because this is 3 p.m. the middle of a Thursday. I understand people have to work. I understand people are at school. So it is just going to be me and Alper talking to you guys. And if you guys are here, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for me if you guys haven't already. Mr. Alper, I will ask you, rocking the Patriots sweatshirt. Well, I'm glad one of us.
Throwback one.
I know. I'm glad one of us wore team colors today. I had to wear a sweater, and it's a green sweater because it's freezing in the studio.
It's so cold.
Where we are, and I don't have a Patriots hoodie, so we get green. Anyways, Alper, pick number 4. Who are you taking?
Well, if I'm going to be honest, I wish it was a trade mock draft because then I'd be trading down. But I think you have to go with the obvious answer here, and it's Will Campbell.
What's your dream trade scenario?
Dream trade scenario? I'd probably trade back to, like, pick 9 with the Saints just so they can get up and probably draft Shedeur Sanders.
Right.
And you just get extra picks in those later rounds. And I'd probably still take offensive lineman with that 9th pick in the draft. I'm going offensive lineman here. You need someone to protect Drake May.
You do, and even whether I do think that a player like Armand Menbo, even though he is ranked number 1 on Mel Kiper's big board, I think he'd still be available at number 9 if the Patriots did trade back with the New Orleans Saints. And there is also a rumor out there that maybe the Carolina Panthers at 8 would like to be at pick number 4 because they're very interested in Will Campbell for Bryce Young. Obviously having a much better year 2 than he did year 1. They also need to provide him with some protection. So that could be another option for New England to trade down with. And pick number 8, once again, I think Armand Menbo will be available. I actually like Armand better than Will Campbell, in my opinion, but you cannot go wrong with either one. While I do think Ashton Genty and Tyler Warren are going to be great in the NFL, I just don't think that's what the Patriots really need right now. You just don't need them. It just doesn't make a lot of sense, in my opinion, especially when you do need so many things. And I said this on the video yesterday. If you're the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Bills, whoever, and you just went to the playoffs or the Super Bowl, drafting the best available is great. Go get Tyler Warren. Go get a great pass catcher. Obviously, you'd never be that high, but you know what I mean. For New England, when you have so many holes in your offense and your defense, you have to capitalize on what is best available at that position that you need.
And I know that Mike Vrabel and Eliot Wolf, they went hard during free agency. They were throwing money off the table.
Thank God, yes.
Yeah, but I mean, when you have that much cap space, you should.
You should, absolutely. You need to overspend. Because we sat on our money last year. We did nothing in free agency that was actually monumental. And whether that was a rumor or not to set up Gerard Mayo to fail, I'm not sure. I heard that, and I was like, that's crazy. I just think that it was just there were so many question marks around last year and whether or not Drake May. They didn't even start Drake May for the first 5 games. Clearly, they had skepticism about the kid, which is ironic.
I think it was just we saw what happened with Mac Jones and a bad roster, and they knew that the roster was bad. They didn't want to hurt the confidence. I was one of those people that said,
"That's very
play
fair.
Jacoby Brissett."
I thought 5 games was way too long to watch Jacoby Brissett play, but in the same breath, we were never going to go to the playoffs last year.
No.
That was never in question, so you really had nothing left to lose. But other than that, they didn't spend any money last year, and now everybody's complaining because they think we're spending too much money, like you overpaid for Milton Williams. No shit. You had to. We literally stole him from Carolina because we offered him more money. That's how that business works. What did you want to do with that extra cash? Sit on it? It just didn't make sense.
Just let it burn? No, you spend it.
Okay, well, we do have several other picks here as well. So who do we want to take in round 2 with pick number 38? Let's say we take offensive linemen in the first round. And while you guys are letting me know about round number 2, let's go ahead and give a quick shout out to our sponsor as well.
Gotcha.
But let's pretend we take an offensive tackle with pick number 4. Who do you want to select in round 2 with pick number 8? While you guys are commenting down below, let me go ahead and tell you guys real quick about our sponsor on today's show, and that is the official ticketing partnership, Game Time. If you guys want to go see the Patriots play later this season or go check out your Boston Celtics in your backyard right now for the NBA playoffs, then Game Time is the place to do it. You guys are going to get lowest price guaranteed, and you're also going to save 60% when you get last-minute deals on comedy shows, concert, theater, or even sporting events. Pretty much anything that requires a ticket upon entry, Game Time has you covered. Not to mention, you get a nice little 180 panoramic view in the app from your seat before you buy. That way, you're not behind a pole, you're not near the men's restroom, and you know exactly where you want to sit to watch Drake May highlights, to watch Jason Tatum dunk, to watch somebody on the Red Sox hit a home run. Go Yankees. Sorry about it, guys. So if you guys want to go ahead and download the Game Time app, just use promo code CHATSPORTS. This will give you guys $20 off your first time buying tickets while terms do apply. Again, download the Game Time app. Use promo code CHATSPORTS. That'll give you guys $20 off your first time buying tickets. Go on ahead and check it out today. What time is it? It is game time. All right. Who should the Patriots pick with pick number 2? Old Man Logic is saying number 69, Damian Martinez. Edmund Perry really likes Jaden Higgins. Josh Babbitt, I don't know if Scatabo is for us.
Yeah.
Shamar says, I want Ashley Genty at pick number 4. Is that Ashton's sister? I don't know if I know Ashley Genty. I think it's like Ashley Gent. I think that's what we were trying to say, which is still very wrong. Rels is in here. He wants Luther Burden. I'm a big fan of Luther Burden as well. I think he'd be a really good fit with Stephon Diggs. Just kind of give you that speed option. He'd be a bona fide wide receiver too. The only problem I have with waiting until the 3rd round to draft a wide receiver is at that point, I just think you get closer to drafting a wide receiver 3 or 4. And the Patriots have plenty of depth. We just don't have a lot of superstar wide receivers. All we have is Diggs, which is going to be very easy for defenses to pick up on. I would love to have a nice little 1-2 punch in there, and I do think Luther Burden would be able to provide that with Diggs. Alper.
Oh, I agree 100%. I was looking at guys like, all right, like Old Man Logic in here saying Jaden Higgins. You could have him there. You could get a guy like Sevion Williams. I think Luther Burden would probably complement Diggs the most. I mean, we saw Polk. He hasn't really been up to it, and he's supposed to be that guy.
Right.
But if you bring in Luther Burden, that helps your speed. And now safeties aren't going to be able to double Diggs because you know that's going to happen. There's nobody else for Drake May to throw to.
Especially with Drake May's strength, I think that a speed receiver would really complement him to have go routes and to have go balls. And that was something that he really didn't have last year, except for one 65-yard catch for Kayshon Boutte. Yeah, there really wasn't anything like that. And I feel like May can specialize in those deep go routes if he's got a receiver that has the speed to get there.
Mm-hmm.
No, I do like Luther Burden. Rel's saying we do have Hunter Henry, which is true. But once again, he is still a tight end. I would like to focus on the wide receiver core, like literal wide receiver core. But you are right. Hunter Henry has been a top 2 receiver for us, pass catcher for us for the last 2 seasons. So we do overlook Henry when we're talking about wide receivers and such. But I feel like, so let's say this, Alper, we select Luther Burden at with our second pick of the draft. So you have Diggs, Burden. Do you put Pop at your wide receiver 3, or do you put Mac Hollins?
I'd probably put Pop.
Pop? Like a little slot receiver?
Yeah. I mean, when we signed Mac Hollins, I was like, okay, he's solid, but I like Pop Douglas. I was a big fan of Pop Douglas.
Right.
And for Mac, it's just, you don't know what you're going to get yet.
No, you don't. And from what I kind of understood is that it seems like Vrabel was more so hung up on Mac because of his characteristics. He likes how he's a leader. He loves that he's just a tough, smash-mouth football kind of guy. He has sticky hands, which is beneficial, but I feel like it was more of just like a good guy to have in your wide receiver core for cheap amount of money. Because think about it, other than Diggs and Bourne, who you're not even 100% sure you're going to keep around, that core is extremely young still. So you do need that veteran leader, and Diggs hasn't, always been known for his leadership. So I think Hollins was also just a good locker room guy to pick up as well. But he could be another sneaky candidate that does prove himself in training camp. That we're like, damn, he connects with May really well.
And, I mean, they know they've seen a lot of Mac Hollins since you've been playing Buffalo twice a year. So, obviously, they were impressed with catching passes from Josh Allen. And the next best comparison to Josh Allen is Drake May. So it would probably work good together.
I think so, too. I'm very excited for training camp. I feel like it's been a while since we've had this many new faces. Mm-hmm. And seeing how they're going to mesh is going to be a lot of fun. Keep in mind, though, it is currently 2:05 on the East Coast. We are 10 minutes away from starting this NFL draft. The first pick will be picked at 2:15 Eastern time. So we have 10 minutes left to go. We do also still have 2 picks in the 3rd round. So who do we think pick number 69 is going to be? We are also taking in consideration of y'all's opinions as well, except I'm not going to draft Ashton Jeanty with pick number 4. Respectfully.
I'm not taking Jeanty at pick number 4.
Respectfully.
I mean, as Patriots fans, as being a Patriots fan for my whole entire life, you have to realize, like, when it was the dynasty days, you don't need a top running back. I mean, James White back in the day, he wasn't a top 10 running back. Shane Vereen wasn't a top 10 running back. LeGarrette Blount was a power back that you only used on the goal line. Like, running backs to me are interchangeable. You don't take one. You don't take one in the first 10 picks.
You don't, because even in almost all 32 offensive systems, except for maybe the Ravens and the Eagles, do you really rely on your running backs to be your dominant player? And Jeanty has shown struggles behind a shaky offensive line. He's not as explosive with an offensive line that is not equipped for a running back. And all the offensive linemen that we have right now, they're much better in pass blocking than they are run blocking. And that was a huge, huge issue for Ramondre Stevenson. Yeah. The guy spent over 50% of his carries behind the line of scrimmage. Jeanty's going to be the same way unless we fix that offensive line. So once again, if you neglect the offensive tackle with pick number 4 and take Jeanty, you're setting Jeanty up to fail. The same way that Ramondre did last year. I'm not talking about the fumbles. I'm just talking about the carries, the runs. He just had no help. And when you look at Saquon Barkley, he had the best offensive line in the NFL. That is why Barkley was able to thrive. If they had a shaky offensive line, it would have been the Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown show like it was the year prior. Same thing. Well, Derrick Henry, he's an anomaly. I mean, that dude, he doesn't need an offensive line. That man is the offensive line, but he just happens to also be running it. So with a guy like Jeanty, it's just setting him up for failure. Just like the way we kind of set up Drake May for failure last year because we gave him no protection. I'm so sick and tired of just picking the best available and you're passing up on, like, Ladd McConkey. You're taking Jalen Polk. Like, just go with what's on paper. Will Campbell, Armand Membo, good options. Move on.
Exactly. Go after the specific things that you need.
That's what. Why is this making sense to only us?
I don't know.
I don't know. Why? I feel like I'm just going in circles here. Why do I have to keep defending the Patriots to take a left tackle? My God, did you watch the games last year? May had 2.8 seconds to throw. The man was a pancake in the backfield. Ramondre sucked because he had nowhere to go. On all of Ramondre's successful bursts, successful 20-plus yard gain runs, which there weren't a lot, do you know who was leading the blocking for him? Austin Hooper, the tight end. He was setting it up on the C-gap to make sure that Ramondre had a hole to get through. Hooper was your best offensive lineman, and he was a tight end. That's what I'm saying. I cannot watch. I will not watch Genty fail. And not to mention, Genty's not the only running back in this draft. This is one of the most stacked running back draft classes I have seen the last 5 years. You can still pick up a phenomenal back in the third round and not think twice about it.
For me personally, I see a lot of people in the chat that are saying Cam Scatterbo.
I like Cam Scatterbo.
I do like Cam Scatterbo, but if you have Ramondre Stevenson still, and I know last year was terrible. There's no ifs and buts about it. 2022, he ran for 1,000 yards. The offensive line was actually pretty decent. If he can do that again, why would you draft Cam Scatterbo when he is almost the same type of player? He's a bulldozer. I'd rather go after a speed guy.
He's a thick boy. He is a thick dude. Have you seen his lower half?
Yes.
My God.
It's insane.
Genty's also a hoss. He is thick. I mean, whole body, shoulders to ankles. This dude, if he had to try and scoot past a car when you're tight parking lot, Genty's not fitting.
No, he's not.
You have to go park a mile away so that Genty can get out of the car. That's how thick he is. You need a full space in between cars to fit a guy like Genty. Our offensive line is not equipped for a hole that big enough.
No, and we saw it. We saw it in the playoff. Penn State got to Genty, and he looked not like a Power 5 running back. He looked like a good running back, but that wasn't on a great offensive line.
Josh Babbitt, Scatterbo got the squarest head in the FBS. Man.
Old Man Logic says Cam doesn't lose the ball, though. That is 100% correct. But fumbling problems can be fixed.
I actually think, a hot take here, Mondre is going to have a very clean year. I think that last year was it was an internally tough year for Mondre. I think a lot of people kind of mulled over the fact that his best friend died in the middle of the season. And that was something that he literally came out and said, I've been struggling with that mentally. So that could be a very internal thing and something that he was maybe just out of it and not, number one ball security in his head. I mean, I know he's a professional athlete, but he's also human. And then also there were so many other issues going on with that offense that I think the ball security kind of got overlooked. But I think this year with a tougher coach like Vrabel, if he fumbles once in game 1 and once in game 2, Antonio Gibson's starting game 3. Vrabel's not playing that game. Gerard Mayo didn't bench him until game 15. That was unacceptable.
Well, Gerard Mayo said, yeah, he's benched. And then he comes out and plays
and then he comes out and plays second series.
Come on.
Right, exactly. All right, we are 4 minutes away. Let me ask you guys one last time here. Pick number 77. Thank you, Matthew Judon. Who do you guys want the Patriots to select with pick number 7? So how this is going to go is at 1:15, the Titans will be on the clock. And the Titans are going to select probably quarterback Cam Ward. Then we'll go down the line here. We have all the graphics that will break down all the picks from all of our channels. We have 18 live shows right now at the Chat Sports Studio, and we have 32 teams covered. I will be picking for the Patriots, and then this is what it will look like. The Titans will have their picks, the Browns, the Giants. It'll literally look like the NFL draft is happening right now, but no commercials, and it's a lot faster because we all have one pick. So this is where it starts to get really, really fun. We are putting all of our NFL experts' heads together, and we are trying to come up with the perfect mock draft for our team. So we're only doing 3 rounds. The Patriots have 4 picks in 3 rounds. So I will update you guys and break down each pick for the Titans, for the Browns, for the Giants. I'll talk about my selection of the Patriots, and then we'll keep going. I will do this for the next 3 rounds. And then tomorrow, I will put out a recap of our picks, why I selected them, and who was possibly still on the board or not on the board for the Patriots in our Chat Sports mock draft. This is not ESPN. This is not PFF. This is Chat Sports. We are finally doing our first mock draft, which I'm a big fan of. I'm very excited.
I am excited to see how this goes. I'm very interested to see when everybody only has 1 minute.
1 minute.
1 minute. It's not like the NFL where you get 10.
No, and what I'm nervous about is, obviously, I know who I'm going to take here with pick number 4. I mean, whoever goes in the top 3 spots, I have an alteration for pick number 4. But for pick number 38, I'm going to have a minute. And what if Luther Burden's gone? Like, what if my guys are gone? Like Josh Connerly, Luther Burden. Like, I'm going to be scrambling to find the best option for us in this round. So I'm going to need the help from you guys. I'm going to need the help from Alper as well. All right. Kyle Rush with a $10 super chat coming in. And he's saying, make another Boston tight end party. Kind of like Boston Tea Party without the A. With 2 tight ends, take over after Henry and Hooper. And then we have not 1, but 2 large targets. Might trade down for Warren and take Ferguson. Okay.
All right.
I'm going to disagree, Kyle Rush, and I'm so sorry. I do agree that Tyler Warren is the best pass catcher in the NFL, but I really like the duo of Hooper and Henry, and I just don't think there's really a lot of NFL schemes out there that are fit for 3 tight ends. I mean, obviously, I would probably take Warren over Hooper, but I think Hooper is a really good blocking tight end as well, which can go a long way for a struggling offensive line. But, Alper, how do we feel about Tyler Warren?
I love Tyler Warren. It's just you don't take him in the first 10 picks for obvious reasons. And Kyle, I would love to have another Boston tight end party, but there is no one that is like Gronkowski and the other guy. I'll just say the other guy.
The other guy.
You could line up, like back in the day, you could line up the other guy at tailback.
All right.
He's that quick.
We are on the clock. Alper is actually going to be picking for the Tennessee Titans, and he is going to put in his pick right now. So the Tennessee Titans are now officially on the clock. And with pick number 1 in the Chat Sports 2025 NFL mock draft, it looks like Brett Alper and the Tennessee Titans are going to be selecting Cam Ward, the quarterback out of Miami. Brett Alper is our host on Titans Today here by Chat Sports. So Alper, please break down why you decided to take Cam Ward, the quarterback.
Well, I was lucky enough to get a channel here at Chat Sports. I am a Patriots fan, but got to root for the Titans. It was kind of funny how I actually covered them when I was working a local TV. But the Titans need a quarterback. Will Levis is terrible. Will Levis is absolutely terrible. And they need a quarterback. We have seen culture changes right here in New England. There is hope with the Patriots when they drafted Drake May. The Washington Commanders went to the NFC Championship game just by getting a quarterback. You can change everything by getting a quarterback in the NFL, and the Titans need one. He's the best guy for them. Taking Cam Ward.
Alrighty, and then looks like the Cleveland Browns are now on the clock. Avery said that pick is in, so maybe we should check that list for logo and see if that pick is on our system now. But on the clock, the Tennessee Titans are here. They do have 1 minute to select, and this is where it starts to get a little bit iffy. Wow, that is wow, good pick for Matthew Peterson. My God. The Tennessee Titans, my God, why do I keep saying Tennessee Titans? The Cleveland Browns are going to select Travis Hunter with pick number 2. In the last 2 weeks or so, I would say the Browns have really skyrocketed on being very high on Travis Hunter, so I'm not surprised by this pick at all. But now I'm really intrigued here for the New York Giants because from the reports I'm seeing right now, the Shedeur Sanders, the Giants front office, half want Shedeur, half don't. So I think right now with Marshall Green, if he's picking for Marshall Green, I think he's going to go Abdul Carter. But if he's picking for the Giants like Joe Schoen, I think he will take Shedeur Sanders. But this is really going to affect the Patriots' 4th pick. If Abdul Carter's gone, I feel like we have to go Will Campbell here. Am I wrong?
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Who should the Patriots take with pick number 4? Go on ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. I'm also moving over a couple of weigh-ins, too.
Okay.
That I just completely whiffed on. Who should the Patriots draft? The New York Giants are on the board. One pick ahead of the Patriots. If they take Abdul Carter, well, then we are unfortunately going to have to go with an offensive lineman. But if they decide to take Shedeur Sanders, then we have to go with Abdul Carter. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah,
he's a number 1 overall draft pick. He's a number 1 overall draft prospect this year. So you just have to add him to the defense and then fix your offensive line in the second round. Kyle Rush, Joy, Boston, Bob, Tony Starks, my friend Pat are all in the chat here as the New York Giants are on the clock right now. It looks like the pick is in.
The pick is in.
The pick is in. Let's see who the New York Giants have selected. Keep in mind, we all have 1 minute on the clock to make our picks, and it looks like we are going to go with the New York Giants, Abdul Carter. This is my worst nightmare, by the way. This is a Patriots fan worst nightmare. Cam Ward, Travis Hunter at number 2, Abdul Carter at number 3. Were there no trades in this mock draft? So I need you guys right now. We have 45 seconds to select. Spam who you want in the comment section down below. Before I do, select my player. I think Alper and I are both on the same page here. Jack is also a Patriots fan. Jack Lotteray. Who do you say we take with pick number 4? You think I'm taking Will Campbell? Who will Jack Lotteray take?
I would also
Would you
trade
take
back.
Membu or would you take Will Campbell? I'm taking Membu? I'm very high on Armand Membo. I am.
The clock is ticking.
Going to go with left tackle, offensive lineman from LSU. I'm going to select Will Campbell for the New England Patriots. And Jack Lotteray is right. I'm very high on Armand Membo. I really am. But at this point, you're kind of looking for your franchise guy. And after you let go of a guy like David Andrews, I think Will Campbell is going to be great in the locker room. I think that he is going to be a project for Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels, and I really do like that he can play internal, external. I like the left tackle. I like the left guard position as well. So as you guys can see here, I mean, you're just getting an absolute plug-and-play guy. He is a starter in the NFL. 12 games played, 2 sacks allowed. He only has 5 hurries against his quarterback. I think this is an SEC born and bred, ready to play in the NFL type of guy. And I'm sorry, Roland, I got to disagree with you. I just don't think the arms are really a make or break here for me because we're talking about like half an inch, all right? This is nothing crazy. And he actually did reach 33 inches on his pro day. I just think that Will Campbell, he is so Mike Vrabel, it's scary. He fits the mold with zero hesitations. You are getting a guy that you can put at left tackle right now, and he can be better than majority of the left tackles in the NFL right now. Holy cow! Jacksonville with a Tyler Warren pick? Who's picking? Oh, Brett. Brett's picking for Jacksonville? Whatever, Brett. Whatever, Brett. Oh, my God. All right. The Raiders are now on the board here. Go on ahead and let me know how you guys feel about Will Campbell. Grade the Will Campbell pick with number 4. I'll make that the live poll here. Grade the Will Campbell pick at number 4.
Did you move over those?
Yeah, they're in the draft weigh-in option. Like the watch party weigh-ins.
Nope, that's not it.
The watch party. So we can do top.
Okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
do like a player top, and then we can do that. Kyle Rush, watch Campbell flip a Gen 1 Ford Explorer. Is that real, or are you just joking? I appreciate the $2 super chat here, Kyle Rush. Go on ahead and grade the Patriots pick for me. And you can now actually read only that who do you want the Patriots pick in round 1 and make a grade this pick, A, B, C, D, or F. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see your weigh-ins in here.
I just wish.
This is the top one. And I don't think
Okay. So I'm doing watch party weigh-ins. So are you on emergency weigh-ins?
No, I'm on watch party weigh-ins.
You're on watch party weigh-ins? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty. That is okay. Oh, I see what I did. All right, so the Raiders are now on the board. I actually do think the Raiders would actually take Ashton Genty, to be honest. I think that would be a good compliment to a Geno Smith type of offense, and they really don't have a good running back right now either. All right, grade the Will Campbell pick for the Patriots at pick number 4. Oh, my God, that's a lot of pressure. That's very nerve-wracking. I don't ever want to be a GM. Okay, I moved him over.
To be a GM.
I moved him over now. Cat Teeth is going to say A+. Cora's saying bad pick, doesn't want him. Tony Stark's easier to teach guard than it is tackle. My friend Pat, he's never played guard. He won't be able to play tackle in this league. Bust written up and down his T-Rex arms. Y'all are crazy with this T-Rex arm shit. They said the same thing about Joe Burrow, his hands being too small to fit around an NFL football. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Y'all are crazy with this arm length. You have never, ever cared about arm length before. Ever. In your entire life. Are you concerned about Verdarian Lowe's arm length? No. You don't look at that when they're actually playing. I promise you. And if he does ever let a sack go on the left side, you're not going to say it's because his arms are too short. You're not. It's just that's not really how you watch football. Ever. All right. Tyler Warren was pick number 5. I think the other picks are in too if you want to change that as well.
Oh, we got a lot going.
Yeah, we got a lot going. Ashton Genty with pick number 6. The Las Vegas Raiders do select the running back out of Boise State. And then Armand Membo goes to the New York Jets. I really, really wanted to take Armand Membo here. We didn't do number 7 yet. I really wanted to take Armand Membo with pick number 4. I really do. I do think he is the best offensive tackle in the draft. But he's also primarily a right tackle. And the only reason why he played right tackle is because they were so stacked at Mizzou at the left side. So I know he can play left tackle, but Will Campbell actually plays the left side right now. And then at pick number 8 here, who selected for pick number 8? Oh, that was the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers obviously take Mason Graham, which really sucks for a guy like Graham. I feel like 8 is too low for him. I do think he's like a top 3, top 4 player in the NFL draft, but obviously it just goes for which team needs most. And maybe if Brett Scott wasn't just picking the Jacksonville Jaguars to have a tight end, even though you have no quarterback to throw to him, because I think Trevor Lawrence is just literally, I think the magic ran out of T-Law, to be honest. And then pick number 9 is the New Orleans Saints, and they should pick Shedeur Sanders. I think that this is actually, and this doesn't work out for the Patriots in our favor, but I don't think the Saints need to trade up to get Shedeur Sanders. I think he's going to fall to pick number 9.
I think he's going to fall to pick number 9 also.
If he doesn't go to the Giants, I could see him not going. And I don't even know if the Saints like Sanders. I haven't heard anything that they're actually interested in Shedeur Sanders that way. So I don't think the Saints actually even need to trade up with the Patriots. To be honest, that's what makes it a little bit scary for us, is we need the Saints to trade up for Shedeur. But if he doesn't go to the Giants, he's going to fall hard as well.
And I think we're holding. We're getting a tiny little break as it's been just.
It has. That's how it goes. We all have a minute to pick. It is fast.
I can't wait till next week, which I will be with you guys.
Yes.
And it's 10 minutes, so we can do a full-on recap if the Patriots draft Will Campbell, because right now it's just, like right now, back to business. The Saints are already back on the clock.
Literally, Saints are back on the clock. All right, the Bears, the 49ers, and then the Cowboys as well. Also, if you guys haven't already, be sure to hit that like button for me. We do have 140 people in here, but we're only at 40 likes.
What are we doing?
That cannot happen. So be sure to go on ahead and hit that like button for me if you guys haven't already. There's still obviously a lot of good players still left available here. Who do we think? I think Shedeur Sanders is now still going to go with the Saints.
Are these updated on the big boards?
Yeah.
Yes.
They are. Here are the ESPN's best available at this
Top QBs.
this time. Shedeur Sanders, Jackson Dart. I know Trace is really high on Jackson Dart, so the Saints might be going with Dart here just because Trizzy is a weirdo. But we'll have to see.
And it looks like he's going with Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, Trizzy Trace and the Saints Now channel by Chat Sports is going to select Shedeur Sanders with pick number 9. The Colorado quarterback is off the board. I'm telling you, that's what's tough, is that if this draft goes the way that it has so far, the Saints don't need to trade with the Patriots. And that is a scary reality, is that Shedeur isn't a top 10 quarterback, in my opinion.
I've watched a lot of games, and I was hearing the Raiders report, Mitchell Wren's talking about it. Tom Brady is basically making all the decisions, and he's talked about how much he loves Shedeur Sanders and is helping him, talking to him every day. But you made a move to get your quarterback in Geno Smith, and now you're just going to skip on him. If Tom Brady loves him that much and knows this much about him and he's skipping on him, what does that say about
What
Shedeur
does that
Sanders?
say? What does Brady know that he's not letting us know?
Exactly.
Still a lot of great wide receivers left. Tetaroa McMillan, Matthew Golden are just a couple of examples. Kelvin Banks Jr. is still available. Mikael Williams, Tyler Booker, Shamar Stewart, Jahad Campbell, Jalen Walker, Will Johnson, Luther Burden III. We're really hoping the Patriots can snag him at pick number 38. I think that is where Alper and I are kind of looking here for our guy. But no, that was a pretty intense top 10 there. Looks like the Bears are on the clock right now trying to get their pick in.
They have their pick.
They do have their pick. The pick is in. It's not in our system just yet. Once again, be sure to hit that like button for me if you guys haven't already. All right, with pick number 10. Wow.
Mike
Harrison
Green.
Graham is going to go with the edge, Mike Green, which is pretty surprising because didn't they just extend a defensive player yesterday too?
I think so, yeah.
I can't remember who it was, but I like Mike Green. I personally, for me, would have maybe drafted another younger wide receiver to pair with Rome Odunze because you do have such a older core in DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. And Keenan Allen, has he been signed?
I don't think he's been signed.
I don't think he's been signed. So I don't know if they're actually going to end up re-signing him or keeping him around or what that. Maybe Keenan Allen will be signed after the NFL draft. But I would have liked another younger wide receiver to give Caleb Williams. Do you agree? Do you disagree, Alper?
No. Caleb Williams, he showed that he had a lot of potential.
Right.
He was also just scrambling his ass off nonstop. Like, I don't think you should go defense here. I think you should prioritize the offense because you're bringing in a new head coach that's offensive oriented. You're fully on going to be emphasizing this offense.
So you think this maybe should have been like a Calvin Banks Jr. or somebody? You think this should have been more like Patriots centered?
Exactly.
Yeah.
An offensive lineman, maybe even a wide receiver. Like you could go Tetaroa and McMillan.
Yeah. Josh Simmons is still there. Tyler Booker, Kelvin Banks Jr. Obviously, I think 10 would be a little bit too high for these guys, but if that's what you need, I think Mike Green is definitely an interesting pick there. It's not like an Abdul Carter situation, in my opinion. Carter, obviously, no matter what position you need, you draft a guy like Carter. Yeah. I think Mike Green can definitely be position-oriented. So that's a pretty interesting move there by Mr. Harrison. But now Chase Sr. is on the clock here for pick number 11, the San Francisco 49ers, who honestly, I have no idea what to expect from the 49ers this season. They're in shambles. I don't know if Purdy's playing. I don't know if he's going to get paid. I don't know what's going to happen with Christian McCaffrey. But they're going to take Jalen Walker, the edge, out of Georgia. Now, keep in mind, Walker could easily be a Patriot in a trade down situation. I know that Mike Vrabel and Eliot Wolf are very high on a guy like Walker, the edge from Georgia. If you don't mind pulling up his player bio there, breaking down this pick here. He's already on it. Don't listen to me. I'm just being bossy. But so I think that 8 through 12 are very possible scenarios for the Patriots to be selecting if they do end up making a trade with any of those picks. I could also see the 49ers here. They want to get younger. The Niners have already stated that if they want to trade Ayuk, it would be for more draft picks because they want to make their entire offense a lot younger. So I wouldn't rule out a 49ers trade either. So this guy with 61 tackles, 11 TFLs, 6.5 sacks, Jalen Walker could easily be a Patriot if that does work out in timing for New England in the first round of the draft. But I think this guy is an absolute hoss. He could literally throw me out a window, and I would probably say thank you. I think that he is just a good smash-mouth football kind of guy, which obviously is Mike Vrabel's identity pretty much in the NFL. Except I don't know if Vrabel wants to go put on some pads and go head-to-head with a guy like Jalen Walker. My guy, Teteroa McMillan, is gone to the Cowboys. Oh, my God. Well, maybe Joe Milton can finally get Teteroa McMillan and throw him some balls. All right, McMillan's going to go number 12 to the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, like this video. Not like thy video. Like thy video.
What happened there?
All right, I like this for the Cowboys getting Dak another receiver is not bad. I know they really utilized their tight ends a lot, Shoemaker and Ferguson last year, so maybe another wide receiver wouldn't be bad here. I'm actually very surprised by Nick Roloff's pick here. Will Johnson, the cornerback,
well, he thinks
for
Jalen
the
Ramsey.
Dolphins.
Thinks Jalen Ramsey's going to be gone.
I mean, you do. Well, you also might lose Tyreek Hill, though. Matthew Golden's still on the board. Like, you might lose Ramsey and Tyreek Hill. So do you go quarterback or wide receiver? Do you like this pick?
I mean, with the Dolphins, you're kind of just in that purgatory where you're good, but you're not great, and you're not terrible. I don't know with this one. I mean, a corner, is their defense really what they need?
That's the thing is that who's their backup now? Mac Jones?
For the Dolphins?
Yeah. They got a new backup this year. Who did the Dolphins get? Because with Tua, that's a big question to your offense.
I forget who they signed.
Was it Mac Jones that they signed? I'll look up the depth chart real quick. I feel like they need to definitely, Oh, it's Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson. I was like, Mac Jones is in Florida, I think. No, it's Zach Wilson. They looked exactly the same. I probably would have prioritized offense a little bit more here, but once again, I think Miami is just so hit or miss right now with wins and losses that, I mean, it's an upgrade to anything. Jahad Campbell is going to go pick number 14 to the Indianapolis Colts. Shit, I would have taken Jackson Dart. You have no quarterback. You have Jones. You have Jones and Anthony Richardson. Who cares about your defense, bud? They're going to be on the field for 35 minutes a game if you have Daniel Jones. It's like shit and then shit on fire. That is kind of your options right now.
I don't know what they're doing.
Dude, you got to take Jackson Dart there. I don't think Jackson Dart is Tom Brady, but he's better. He probably has a better chance of starting than Daniel Jones does. My God. That's horrible. Oh, I can't say his last name.
Amanawari?
I
think that's it.
Amanawari?
Safety,
I'll be honest,
I really don't. South Carolina?
I really don't know a lot about this guy. Do you know anything about him?
I have not been looking at safeties.
I'll tell you what, this is a Matthew Peterson pick if I've ever seen him. Somebody where we do not know who he is. Am I just under a rock? Why don't I know who he is?
For me, it's like I haven't been scouting safety. I've been scouting edge rushers, quarterbacks, like wide receivers.
Damn. He ran a 4.30 40-yard dash. He is he's got a lot of speed, obviously, versatility. He can match up with tight ends, which is pretty interesting there for the Falcons. Got a good wingspan. He's got skills like a 5-star wide receiver, which is interesting.
They're saying in the chat he's a beast.
I mean, yeah, I have not done any recon on this guy. I'm looking at the draft profile right here. He's got some inconsistent downhill trigger and run support. Gives too much ground to blockers instead of bypassing. So he sounds like a good first year project, but year 2 could be like a Christian Gonzalez. Like, this is my game. This is what I can bring. He's a physical specimen with rare size and outstanding speed, but he doesn't always play with a first to action mentality. So what is his 6'3", 220 pounds. Okay. Jesus.
I was gonna pull up his prior profile, but they messed it up real quick.
Oh my God. He's a hoss, dude. 43-inch vertical jump, 20 bench presses, 4.38. Yeah, that's a pretty good pick right there. 88 tackles, 4 interceptions, 6 pass breakups. I love Gamecocks too. I think that South Carolina is an underratedly good college school that can produce NFL starters.
I'm not a fan of South Carolina.
No, Alper.
They're an SEC rival.
Whatever. Oh, you're Kentucky.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
that's fair. Okay, yeah. Nez Force saying that's an athlete. Rel saying he was good on the Gamecock. Wow. Tony Starks comparing him to a low-budget Sean Taylor. R.I.P.
That's
what could have been. That's a big comparison right there. God, you always just think about how cool, how great Sean Taylor could have been the rest of his career. Okay, so he's saying that he won't translate to the league. My friend Pat is saying that. He's saying that about Campbell. Why are we talking about Campbell? I took him. He's a Patriot. You can't go back on him. I took him. His pick's over. Safety over pass rusher, pathetic for the Falcons. It's an interesting pick for sure, but hey, I mean, this is a mock draft for a reason. All right. Jahdae Barron, the cornerback out of Texas, and Colston Loveland, the tight end from Michigan.
Pick.
I really like Colston, but it's just one of those things where
Don't
the
they
Patriots.
Have Fant?
Don't they have what?
Doesn't the Seahawks have Fant?
Little tight end?
Yeah.
Stack, yeah. Get another tight end. I love a tight end stack on the line. I think it can be utilized in so many ways. I am always a fan of 2 tight ends on the field. I will say that through and through, for sure.
In the first round, though, I'm not really.
In the first round stuff. All right, we are almost to pick number 20. The Patriots do have pick number 18. We are 20 picks away. Who should the Patriots select in round number 2? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm going to need y'all's help here on where the Patriots should draft. Actually, can I go to the best available wide receivers, please?
Yes. Yes, you may.
I want here is my draft strategy, right? If you take Will Campbell or Armand Menbo in round 1, you have to take wide receiver in round 2, and vice versa. If you take Travis Hunter in round 1, you have to get a Josh Connerly from Oregon in round 2. Mm-hmm. That is how I am visualizing the draft going. So, little teaser here. I'm drafting a wide receiver. It just depends on who is going to be there. Right now, Alper and I really both like Luther Burden III. Kyle Williams is also a good option, but with Williams, I think he is a bona fide wide receiver 3 in the NFL.
I don't understand why he's jumping so high on draft boards.
Well, I actually don't hate him. I do think that his slender physique and he could be a good option for the Patriots, but if his ceiling is a wide receiver 3 in the NFL, respectfully, we don't need that. We don't know if Jalen Polk and Javon Baker are going to have a breakout season this year. We hope, and I would probably put my money on them not having one, but we don't know what they can do. We haven't seen anything. You still have Pop Douglas. You still have Mac Hollins. You still have Booty and Bourne. So we just don't need a wide receiver 3. We need a wide receiver 2, and like a bona fide wide receiver 2, which I do think Luther Burden will be. I think Matthew Golden's going to go probably pretty soon. Same thing with Amika. So I don't think that I love Matthew Golden, but I think he's going to go late in the first round. I would probably project 21 to 31.
If he's available, though.
If he's available, I'm taking Golden. I am taking Matthew Golden, absolutely. Did the Patriots host him for a pre-draft visit? I can't remember if they did or not. I don't know.
Did you do a video on top 30 visits yet?
No, I didn't.
You probably should. I have.
Maybe I should. Broncos picking a wide receiver. Yeah, that's fair. Give Bo Nix another target there. Jaden Higgins is a lock at number 2. Jaden Higgins. Why is Kyle Williams on the board and Jaden Higgins isn't? Who made this? Who made the big board? My God.
Higgins is number 6.
Higgins is number 6. That's crazy. Oh, I like Trey Harris. I do like Trey Harris, actually.
I like Trey Harris a lot.
Trey Harris could fall to number 3. I wouldn't mind him. Jalen Noel, actually, the Patriots did host Jalen Noel. I do know that. So that could be a sneaky round 3 type of draft as well. Amarian Hampton, the running back out of North Carolina, is going to the Broncos, which means Golden's still on the board.
He's still there.
We still have Golden. It's like pick number 21. Golden's gone.
Nope, pick number 21 is Derek Harvin.
Derek Harvin! Golden's still there. I love it. Tony Starks. Nobody's sleeping on Trey Harris, babe. I love Trey Harris. I think I do not know if he'll be available at pick number 69. I could see him going like pick number 65 and really cucking us. But I actually, believe it or not, I would take Higgins, Harris, or Noel over Kyle Williams, which is, I'm kind of mixing up the big board here. Am I wrong?
What was that?
I'm going to take Higgins, Harris, or Noel over Kyle Williams.
100%. I don't know why the big board has that there. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm not going to question it.
Pick number 22. Justin Herbert getting a receiver? No! Kenneth Grant, the D tackle out of Michigan. Damn, Michigan boys are flying off the chart. 32 tackles, 3 sacks, 7 tackles for loss. Holy big. 330. 6'3". My God, talk about stuff in the trenches.
He's a monster. I'll pull him up because, wow.
He's a big boy.
Where is Kenneth Grant?
Holy cow. I'll tell you what, man. I wouldn't mind putting him with Milton Williams. Who's going to get through that line with Milton Williams and Kenneth Grant? That would be crazy. Oh, my God. The D tackle? All right. I like it. I like it. That's a pretty interesting pick, though, from the Chargers, I would feel like.
Well, I got some bad news for us, Allie. I got some bad news.
No.
Well, that's one of them.
Oh. I don't know if we're on the same page here.
Let's see.
Oh, my God. Joey Peterson, I'm going to punch you in the face. With pick number 23 in the Chat Sports mock draft, Joey Peterson and the Packers channel select Luther Burden. All right, respectfully, you're taking Luther Burden over Matthew Golden? That's a spicy pick for me.
Interesting.
What? Luther Burden over Matthew Golden? That's a really... Oh, Malachi Starks. That's actually a really good pick there for the Vikings. I like that a lot. Holy cow.
I would have rather taken Matthew Golden.
I would have taken Matthew Golden. I mean, I'm not pressed because we can now get Matthew Golden if he's available, but like, damn. That's a really interesting pick there for the Packers.
Paul Costa says, are there any Vince Wilforks available? Yeah, he just went. Kenneth Grant.
I don't know. Who do we take? Jaden Higgins or do we take Matthew Golden?
Would you rather have a deep threat or a slot?
We already have a slot. We have Pop.
Yeah, exactly. I'd go deep threat.
I go deep threat too. All right. True nose tackles are so rare. Yeah.
Walter Nolan's still available. He's a big boy.
Yeah, he is. Golden is a Z receiver. Oh, who would you rather have, Jaden Higgins or Matthew Golden? Here, I'll make that the poll. Who would you rather pick? Would you rather draft at wide receiver? Matthew Golden. The frick do you spell Matthew? Jaden Higgins. Trey Harris Well, who's another one? Jalen Noel. Who would you rather select at wide receiver? Matthew Golden, Jaden Higgins, Trey Harris, Jalen Noel.
Well, we can now scream at Jeremy Chuggs.
Well, before you pick, just know that with pick number 25, the Houston Texans, Jeremy Chuggs, do select Matthew Golden from Texas. I told you. I was like, watch him just go. Like, as we're like really starting to get our hopes up that Golden can be a Patriot, somebody like Chuggs is just going to absolutely screw us over. Derek said none of them?
None of them. Derek, who do you want?
Who do you want? When Diggs is in double coverage, who you want? Who do you want? Booty? You want Kayshon Booty again? My friend Pat said womp womp. Oh, wow. For the Rams, they're actually going to beef up their offensive line and take Kelvin Banks Jr. I actually like this pick.
I do like the pick.
For the Rams because they're inexcusably stacked on the defensive line. With Kobe Turner, Byron Young in your linebacker room, I really like their defense, so I'm glad they're utilizing the offense in the draft. I think Kelvin Banks Jr. will be really good in a Matthew Stafford type of offense, for sure. Matthew Stafford. I meant Sean McVay, but it's Matthew Stafford's offense too. It's fine.
For now.
For now.
He's getting up there in age. He's getting up there.
You think they're gonna pick a quarterback later in this draft? The Rams, like the real Rams. I mean, there's just really nobody. That's what really sucks.
It's like, okay, if you want a quarterback after the 3, who would you rather have? Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward's going, and then you have Jackson Dart, and then who else?
Oh, I mean like a Jordan Love type of backup. Like he's not playing for the next like 3 years type of dude.
So like,
yeah, I don't really know past like
a
5
Kyle
quarterbacks. Yeah, let me see actually the Rams depth chart. The Ravens are now on the clock here. That's Joey Peterson, our Ravens channel. Oh, they got a. Why would they draft a quarterback to be their future in the next couple of years when they have Stetson Bennett?
Oh, I didn't even know he was still in the league.
My God, Stetson Bennett. I did not like him at Georgia. I thought him being 26 playing college football was disgusting.
I made the joke of get ready to learn Microsoft Excel,
Dude,
buddy.
That was just, and then he gets drafted and he goes into rehab for alcoholism.
Yes.
Because he's got all this money now. It was not a good scenario. But they do also have Jimmy Garoppolo. I did forget it. That's their quarterback too. Bull saying draft Carter at 4 or trade down with whoever wants Sanders most. Once again, I don't think you have to trade down for Sanders.
But Carter isn't going to be there at 4.
Carter's not going to be there at 4. It's going to be Will Campbell or Armand Membo. Travis Hunter is a Cleveland Brown like none other. I have never seen a team like so set on a guy like Travis Hunter. They don't need Shedeur. 1, I don't think he's going to be this great NFL quarterback. 2, they have Kenny Pickett, which isn't, game changing, but it can fill a hole for a little bit. It's better than Deshaun Watson and Jameis Winston, all right?
Well, didn't they just re-sign Flacco?
The Browns?
Yes, they brought back Flacco, didn't they?
I didn't even know that. So much for me working at a sports channel.
I'm pretty sure they brought back Cool Joe.
Walter Nolan
yes,
going round number 1, pick number 28, defensive tackle out of Ole Miss.
And that is the absolute other tank that you could have got. I mean, look at this guy.
There are some hosses in this draft. Oh my God, 6'4", 300 pounds.
But I mean, he's a defensive tackle. But look at his arm.
Yeah,
it's
pure muscle.
So fine. Like
pure muscle.
You don't get those guys that are like Vince Wilfork, where they're just big anymore. These guys are jacked, absolutely ripped, lean. Like,
yeah, that's gonna be
Sperry. Come on.
Oh my God. Jack Sperry.
He took the guy that I was going to take.
The Steelers. Was it the Steelers?
No, it was the Commanders.
Jack Sperry and the Commanders are going to take. Wow. You know what? I'm going to be honest. This is a good pick for Washington. I'm pissed because I wanted him for the Patriots, but for Washington to select this wide receiver is actually pretty spicy. Jaden Higgins, the wide receiver from Iowa State. Dude, Higgins and Scary Terry is pretty electric. And then Jaden Daniels, I can't be mad at this pick, to be honest. I can't be mad at it. That's a really good pick. Damn. And they still have Zach Ertz as their tight end. I think that's a really good pick there from Sperry. I'll tell you what, Sperry's probably going to win this draft. He's so good at in-depth analysis. He's probably going to win this draft, to be honest.
I also think, like, with the Commanders, one wide receiver that's really come into his own lately is Olamide Zaccheaus.
Okay.
He has been very good. He was very good for the Commanders the last, 6 games of the year. And he's starting to find connections with Jaden Daniels. Like, the Commanders, everybody thought it was a fluke that they made the NFC Championship. I think they're going to compete in the NFC East again. I mean, the Eagles lost a shit ton of people
they did.
on defense.
Yep. The Eagles lost a lot. I definitely don't think the Eagles are going to go back-to-back, but
I hope
the
not.
Cowboys, I mean,
I hate them.
They keep themselves out of contention every single year. And then the Giants, I don't care. You could get Shador Sanders, Mador Panders. I mean, it don't matter who you get. They're still going to suck.
Mador Panders?
Mador Panders. You can get Bador Ganders. It does not matter. They are still going to suck. I think the Commanders can win the NFC East this year.
I also believe that.
But beating the reigning Super Bowl champs will be crazy. That would be crazy. All right, on the clock, the Buffalo Bills at pick number 30. We are 8 picks away from the Patriots selecting pick number 38. Go ahead and let me know, who do you want the Patriots to select with pick number 38? We already have picked Will Campbell with pick number 4, so you've got your offensive tackle. So let me know who you guys want. Matthew Golden's gone, Jaden Higgins is gone, and Luther Burden are gone. That blows. What did Sam say? Cook's telling me it's too fast. I can't use all graphics. So
yes. Duh.
All right. The Bills are on the clock.
And they're going to select
Trey Amos.
Cornerback of Ole Miss.
Amos? I think it's Amos.
Trey Amos.
Trey Amos, cornerback out of Ole Miss. I actually like a little defensive pickup here for the Bills. I think that could be a good little selection there. God, the Bills are going to be tough.
They needed to replace, because Russell Douglas is a free agent, isn't he? Or he what? Or right? One of them.
Dude, I feel like the start of free agency was years ago.
Russell Douglas is a free agent.
Ooh, Joy is saying, when does Restrepo go, you think? I think Xavier Restrepo is a 3rd-round draft pick.
I loved Xavier Restrepo when he was playing at Miami. I watched a lot of Miami games for gambling purposes.
Yeah, why?
For gambling purposes.
For what?
Gambling purposes.
Fair.
And I loved Xavier Restrepo. I thought he was a good slot guy. Like, I don't want to just put
I love Xavier Restrepo, but did you see his 40?
Yes, it was terrible. I was like, kind of reminds me of Bettleman.
He said, a little bit. He said, though, he wasn't 100% at the pro day. He said he had a tight hammy or something.
People were saying, is this guy jogging?
No, literally. I think that he actually had something going on, which does suck. Because Restrepo is known for his speed at Miami too. Not to mention he set the record for receptions and receiving yards, franchise record this year. So I mean, obviously the kid's got skills, but that pro day definitely dropped his stock a little bit. I don't care what he says about hamstring. They're going to look down upon that for sure. Lucas, $2 super chat. James Pierce, sleeper pick for us if we trade down. How do you feel about James Pierce?
I don't know much about James.
Don't know much about James Pierce? Let's do a little recon on James Pierce to give everybody at home the rundown. So James Pierce, out of Tennessee, he is going to be an edge rusher. Oh, wow. They're predicting rounds 1 and 2. He's very explosive on his first step, but he does have a very slow punch on his attacks. He creates big speed to power push, despite a lot of flexibility in his mass and his bend. Effective use of length to separate him from slinks around the block. All right, twitchy punch and pull. Sounds like a good little project there for our guy Terrell Williams as our new DC. Gray Zabel, the center out of North Dakota. So Tyler Jones going to start to rebuild the Chiefs' offensive line here. And then pick number 32 is Mikael Williams, the edge out of Georgia. Wow, Eagles. They have to bulk up the defense, and this is a pretty good pick for Eagles at number 31.
What a surprise. Another guy from Georgia.
They like Georgia and Philly, that's for sure. All right, that does conclude our round one. We are going to take a quick break. We're still going to be here, but we're going to take a quick break before we do start over at round two. So let me know in the comment section, who do you want Patriots Today, myself and Alper, to select at pick number 38? We drafted Will Campbell with pick number 4, so go on ahead and let me know who you guys want with pick number 38. While you guys are doing that, let me go ahead and tell you real quick about our official ticketing partnership on Patriots Today by Chat Sports, Game Time. If you guys want to get tickets to the Boston Celtics, the Boston Red Sox, the Boston Bruins, or the New England Patriots, Game Time is the place to snag them. You're going to get lowest price guaranteed. You're also going to get all-in pricing, no surprise fees at checkout. What you guys select is what you will pay, and you can save 60% on last-minute deals to any sporting event, concert, comedy show, or maybe even the theater. If you guys want to go see your favorite artists like Zach Brown Band play at Fenway, you can do that with Game Time. Pretty much anything that does involve a ticket upon entry, Game Time has you covered. Not to mention the NBA playoffs are in town. Boston is looking to do something for the first time in 56 years, and that is to bring back-to-back championships to the city of Boston. If you guys want to go on ahead and see history happen, just download the Game Time app. Use promo code CHATSPORTS. That'll give you guys $20 off your first time buying tickets while terms do apply. Again, download the Game Time app. Use promo code CHATSPORTS. That'll give you $20 off your first time buying tickets while terms do apply. Download the Game Time app today, because what time is it? It is game time. As you guys can see, we have 3 more picks on the board in our 3-round mock draft, and we did take Will Campbell, round 1, pick number 4. But also, we will be having a mailbag at the end of this mock draft as well. So, go on ahead and get your questions in right now by using hashtag Patriots. So, for example, hashtag Patriots, who should New England pick at number 4? That is how it should look. So go on ahead, get your questions in for our mailbag using hashtag Patriots in the comment section down below. This way you can allow Brett Alper to get all of your questions in and put them on the show. Do you mind putting yourself like full screen so I can go fill up my water bottle?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much. He's a doll, everybody.
Yeah,
He's
sometimes.
a gem.
Sometimes here.
Be sure to put your questions in and give Alper something to talk about. All right, I'll be right back.
Come on, ask some questions. I got all the answers here. Well, Luke is coming in with a $2 super chat. Shout out, Lucas. I'll bring you up right now. So, with our pick, Allie and I went with Will Campbell. The Patriots need an offensive tackle. You gotta be able to protect Drake May, because even if you get all the wide receivers, everything. Gotcha. Everything. You need to be protecting the quarterback. So while we're here and while Allie is going to do that, we are going to recap all the picks that we've had so far. So starting off with pick number 1, round number 1. Cam Ward The quarterback going to Miami, Travis Hunter going number 2, Abdul Carter number 3. And with the New England Patriots, they took Will Campbell number 4. While I'm doing this, also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/Patriots Today. If you love this mock draft, if you love the Patriots, giving videos for you guys daily, so go ahead, hit that sub button. With the 5th pick, Tyler Warren going to the Jags. Ashton Genty. I know a lot of you people wanted Ashton Genty. You don't take a running back in the top 5. But he's going to Vegas with the 6th pick. Armand Membu going 7. Mason Graham going 8. Jador Sanders 9. Mike Green 10. Jalon Walker from Georgia, the edge, going 11 to San Francisco. Tenero McMillan. I thought he would have been a great pick for the Patriots if they trade down. You don't pick him at 4. Way too high. Well, that's not too high. That's not too high, brother. I can tell you right now, not too high for an offensive tackle. We've seen offensive tackles go number 1 in the NFL draft in the past. It's not too high. Will Johnson, cornerback from Michigan, going 13. Jahad Campbell, 14. Nick Amanawari, 15. And Allie, I don't know if you know how to say this. Donovan Ezeroku. The edge from Boston College, going 16 to the Cardinals.
It's the easy way to say it.
Yes.
Just to say position college. going here. Jahdae Barron going to the Bengals. Little cornerback action there. They definitely don't need offense. My God. T. Higgins, Zach Moss, Jamar Chase.
The defense is awful.
The defense is terrible. Honestly, I don't even know if a cornerback is going to make a huge difference. It will, but I probably would have fixed the trenches before I went to the secondary, respectfully.
Yeah.
The tight end for Michigan, Loveland, went to the Seahawks to pair up with Noah Fant. Shamar Stewart, the edge from Texas A&M. And I do agree with this one. I think the Buccaneers need to tighten up their defense as well, too. Amarian Hampton. I would have taken a wide receiver here if I were the Broncos, but that's a great running back that I do think will be a good complement to an already pretty good passing game going on in Denver right now with Bo Nix. So I think establish a good run game down there as well. Lucas coming in here with a $2 super chat. Pick Pierce, Burden, Connerly, Simmons, Hampton, Sawyer. I just feel like our timeline is very misconstrued here. I just feel like I'm not going to be able to. I think some of these guys are going to be gone. I just think that unless you're saying pick one of these guys, I could maybe do that. But no, I don't think that's going to work out there, my bud. That's okay, though. I do appreciate it. Coming in with another one, $2 super chat, Ricky Williams, who scares me taking Genty at 4. Ricky Williams is who scares me taking Genty at 4.
Are you saying, like, back in the day, Ricky Williams went so high?
Oh. I was like, does he have a say?
I don't understand it either.
All right. We are starting off round number 2. All right, Matthew and the Browns are now on the clock. Who should the Patriots pick? Who should the Patriots today pick in round 2? Who do you want?
Wide receiver.
Are we taking Jalen Noel?
Who's still available?
Yeah, let's see best available at wide receivers here.
Let's see who's still available.
Higgins is gone. Golden's gone. Luther Burden is gone. Ooh, Trey Harris or Jalen Noel. That's a really good one. What do you guys say? Trey Harris or Jalen Noel with pick number 2? Let's see. Pick one. At number 38. Trey Harris or Jalen Noel. All right. How about this? We're going to go with whoever wins the poll. We're going to pick Trey Harris or Jalen Noel. either of those two wide receivers. Whoever wins the poll, I'm going to let you guys pick number 38. How about that? The Browns are currently on the clock with pick number 33, so we've got plenty of time for you guys to get your picks in. So whoever wins the wide receiver poll, because we're not going to go with Mika, and we're probably not going to – I don't think Alper and I are like a huge fan of Kyle Williams. I think he's a bona fide wide receiver 3, not a wide receiver 2. So I like Harris and Knoll. What?
I might just – I have a pick at 35 here, and it's going to be a wide receiver, and I'm like, I don't know who to take.
Oh, you have a pick for the Titans. Don't take Trey Harris or Jalen Knoll. God.
I'm a spy for the Patriots.
Who should we take? Should we take Trey Harris or Jalen Knoll? I probably want to go Trey Harris. We'll go slightly faster on simulated picks, but we'll keep space in between us picks. Use listed selections. Okay.
I'm not taking Trey Harris. I'm not taking Trey Harris.
You better not. You better not. Running back? Should we go running back at 2? No, we need wide receiver. You can go running back at pick number 69. There's still gonna be a lot of good running backs pick number 69. It's probably actually what I'll do. Did we get any questions for our mailbag?
I have yet to check.
Okay. Be sure to get your questions in for our mailbag as well. Use hashtag Patriots to get your questions in. We are going to do a mailbag after this mock draft is over. So use hashtag Patriots to ask any question that you guys want to be on our mailbag. Can be anything with free agency, the draft, cap space, starters, cuts, anything. Record, predictions. Just be sure to put your questions in using hashtag Pats. All right, the Browns are still on the clock. They will take Caleb Johnson with pick number 33. It is not in our system just yet. We will show you guys that once it is in.
They're being slow.
Caden S. wants an edge with the second round. Okay, and then we have a wide receiver. Amika is gone. He's going to the New York Giants.
So now that means that I am now on the clock.
Brett Alper is on the clock.
Brett
everybody.
Alper is on the
Who will Brett
clock.
Alper take with the Tennessee Titans?
I mean, I don't think Emeka's in. Me personally, I don't think he's going to go 34. I think he's going to be in the first round.
Emeka, yeah. I think this is a really weird mock draft. I don't think the draft's going to look like this at all.
No.
So keep that in mind.
I have to do it.
Kyle Williams.
Yep.
All right. Break down Kyle Williams for me.
So if you look at the Titans depth chart,
Yeah.
they don't have a wide receiver besides Calvin Ridley. And Calvin Ridley is a deep threat. I saw a bunch of people saying, he always lines up his slot. I looked. He lines up out wide all the time. And then you have Treylon Burks and Van Jefferson. Those two guys, mid. Absolutely
Right.
mid.
Very, very mid.
You need a slot guy. Kyle Williams is your slot guy. He's speedy as hell. That's why he's jumping draft boards. And not to mention, Cam Ward at Washington State, who was his top wide receiver when he was at Washington State? Kyle Williams. Who's the offensive coordinator? Nick Coles. Who was the offensive coordinator for UNLV when Kyle Williams was at UNLV? Yeah. The connection just makes sense there.
No, it definitely does. I like Kyle Williams a lot more for the Titans that pick is into than I do for the Patriots. I just think it makes more sense. Who the F is your quarterback? Oh, it's going to be Cam Ward.
I was like, is that a serious question right now?
Who's your quarterback right now?
Will Levis.
Will Levis. Okay, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember. And I was like, a wide receiver with Will Levis? I was just like, I don't really like it. But then I forgot that you're taking the number 1 pick overall. It's going to be Cam Ward.
Alrighty.
Oh, my God. I forget the draft is like multiple rounds, you know?
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, no, Cam Ward's going to do well with Kyle Williams. You don't like it?
You missed my breakdown.
Oh, he might be Patriot. Patriots are pretty. Patriots. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
He is a slot wide receiver.
Who knows? All right. Who's on the board? The Jags. Jags are on the clock at pick number 36. They're going to go with Josh Simmons. So we are still good to go. Oh, we are asking the poll. Whoever wins the poll is who we're going to take. Right now, Trey Harris is at 68%. Jalen Noel is at 32%. Would you take Harris over Noel? Okay, I would take Harris too. Well, we've got the Raiders are now on the clock with pick number 37. Do not take Trey Harris, Mitchell
Please
Reds.
don't.
I will literally get off this headset and go yell at them. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, because I was pissed. I was like, oh my God, he took Luther Burden? Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, Joey. I said F you.
How did he go so early? The simulator has him going that early? That's wild.
Yeah, that's I should have known. That's same thing with Tyler Warren. I don't think he's going number 5. And I don't think Mason Graham's going like number 10. I think Mason Graham goes number 5.
Yeah.
I don't think Tyler Warren does. Ted McMillan at 5? The pick is in, and it's not Trey Harris or Jalen Noel. The Raiders are going to take with pick number 37, Tyler Booker to Las Vegas. Good. Stay the F away from my receivers. All right, that means the Patriots are now on the clock. Are we taking Trey Harris? Spam me if you want the Patriots to take Trey Harris. Why am I saying M3? All right. Let me know if you guys want Trey Harris. That is where the poll is leading. That is where I do see us taking this pick.
Draft is a complete gamble. Yeah, you don't know how these guys are going to be. That's why you do a whole bunch of research and all that. You figure it out.
All right.
Pick is in.
The pick is in, baby. Spam me in the comment section down below. Gray Zabel with the second round pick is crazy. Allie, get it together. Allie, are you preparing your goodbye speech after we get Ashton? Are you prepared to watch a running back get under 600 yards in the first year if we draft Ashton? We're not drafting Ashton Genty. And if you want to draft Ashton Genty at pick number 4, you don't know ball. You know names. You don't know ball. Ashton Genty is the most popular running back in the draft. You probably don't even know who the second most popular running back in the draft is. Respectfully. All right. I am going to select Trey Harris with pick number 38 for the New England Patriots to get Drake May, his wide receiver 2. I really like Trey Harris, 1,000-yard receiver, which we haven't seen in a decade pretty much for the Patriots.
It's been a long
60
time.
receptions. Obviously, he can be a go-route type of guy. He can score in the red zone, too. I do think that Trey Harris is the best available wide receiver off the board for the Patriots now that Matthew Golden's gone. Higgins is gone. Thank you.
Elliot Bear. Allie Wolf is better. Allie Wolf. Allie Wolf.
4.5, 40-yard dash. I think he is definitely an NFL combo of speed and size. 6'2". Got to get a taller receiver for Drake May. He likes the taller guys. I mean, Hunter Henry was his top receiver this last year, and he's 6'4". So I think that height is going to be great. I like his catch radius, too. I think he's got some sticky hands that Josh McDaniels can work with. He also was a really good go, no-go type of wide receiver. He can change his speed, which is going to be prevalent for a quarterback that showed some inaccuracy in his first year. Obviously, that can get tightened up in year 2, but I think that's a good type of target for Drake May. You've got your for sure going to catch the ball guy, Stephon Diggs, but now why not try and open the playbook here a little bit with a guy like Trey Harris? Not to mention the threat of the deep ball is fantastic. It just opens up a lot of looks for Drake May down the field. If we use Will Campbell to give us a little bit more protection on the left side with pick number 4. And he had some he had some drops obviously last year that shouldn't have been, but I do like the catch volume that he ultimately does provide, especially with screens. But the only thing to really note here with a guy like Harris, he has had a couple of injuries in his career, but in consecutive seasons, which is a little bit bad too. But I do think that the NFL will be a good transition for him. 60 for 76. I mean, 16 incompletions. That's huge. From receptions to targets, 1,030 yards, 7 touchdowns, averages 17 yards a catch. I mean, Hooper was our leading guy with 13 yards a catch. You need this guy. Obviously, got to wait for the injuries and stuff to fizzle out, but I think he's going to be good. Alper, how do you feel about Trey Harris with pick number 38?
I really like Trey Harris. You saw how he was with a quarterback like Jackson Dart, and you're going to need a guy. I mean, just his size. 6'3", I know it's at 6'2", whatever, 8.
Yeah.
I'm just going rounded up to 6'3". A guy that can get the ball at the highest point. Mm-hmm. And that's someone the Patriots need. You need a deep threat. You need someone that's going to create the outside game that you can now go over the middle. You can go underneath routes. He's going to help this offense. Hopefully it's the real pick. I know it's just hypothetical. But I really like this pick for the Patriots. You got to go wide receiver in round 2. And this is...
I love that Go-Go said this got to be a mock draft.
Well, yes.
Did you not read the title when you clicked it on the video? It's actually on the thumbnail, too. It's on the picture.
And now it's on the bottom.
This is a mock draft, obviously. We are not NFL GMs, guys. All right. I just let a poll decide my pick for number 38. Tyler Booker is at 38. I'm picking him. If not, I would try to trade down. I'm not trading down pick number 38.
No, you trade down pick number 4.
4. Yeah, that's not. I think we're really leaning on our trades here a lot, which I don't love. Because guess what? You traded up for Jalen Polk, and you missed out on Lad McConkey. So I don't really like our history with trades, if you know what I mean. Unwanted Donut. Can't wait for the draft. Let's go. Be sure to get your questions in for our mailbag. Use hashtag Patriots to get your questions in. It can be about this mock draft. It can be about the real draft. It can be about your hot takes, your opinions. Does not matter. But I need to see at least 3 good mailbag questions in the next 5 minutes. I know you guys have burning questions here. We have a lot of opinions going on as well. Feel free to put opinions in there too. Totally fair. Tony Stark's SEC is overrated.
What?
So let me tell you, Albert's got some bad takes. It has never been that bad.
SEC is not overrated.
Hashtag Patriots, get on the show. We will be doing a mailbag on today's live, so be sure to get on the show. Kyle Rush, not in the top 3, but could we get Will Lampkins later in the 7th and convert him to fullback and destroy everybody? I don't know who Will Lampkins is. Do you?
I feel like I should.
Will Lampkins, huh? Will Lampkins NFL draft? Okay. Here he is, Will Lampkins. He is real. 5'10", 270. Wow. Who did this NFL draft? Lance Zerlian said, Lampkin has the best tape I've studied of any prospect in the 2025 draft.
Whoa.
He's tremendously quick and athletic to beat defenders to the spot laterally or to climb and connect in space. He uses stickiness to finish blocks, too. He sounds He's sound in pass protection. Smart teams should consider using Lampkin as a fullback who can get into space and stick to his block while offering position flexibility as an emergency backup at center. Wow, whether he's drafted or not, Lampkin has NFL caliber talent. Is this a huge sleeper? Kyle Rush, I'm putting that in our mailbag, by the way. We're going to discuss that in the mailbag.
Yeah, because I'm looking right now. I don't see a lot of people typing hashtag Patriots with questions.
I know. Does nobody have a single question or a hot take for our mailbag? That's never happened before. Come on, guys. What are we doing? What are you doing? All right, who is on? Oh yeah, can you rip through some of those recent draft picks?
Yeah, I can do that for us. Where were we? Okay, yeah, that's where we were. All right, we'll start off from the top. Caleb Johnson, running back out of Iowa, going to the Browns. Then Emeka Egbuka going 34, wide receiver out of Ohio State to the Giants. I took Kyle Williams, the slot guy, Washington State, number 35, to the Titans. Josh Simmons, offensive tackle from Ohio State, going to the Jags. Tyler Booker, the guard, going to the Raiders. Trey Harris to the New England Patriots. Drake May gets his wide receiver out of Ole Miss. Josh Connolly, offensive tackle, pick number 39 to Oregon. Mason Taylor, number 40, tight end to LSU. Quinshon Judkins, the running back from Ohio State, number 41 to the Bears. TJ Sanders, defensive tackle, South Carolina, 42. My guy, the guy I love, Maxwell Hairston, going to San Francisco, number 43 out of UK, Kentucky. Trayvon Henderson, number 44.
Damn, a running back for the Cowboys. I don't hate it. Who's the running back? Rico Dowdle?
Rico Dowdle.
Zeke's gone, right? Or
yes.
Is he still there? He's gone.
I don't know, actually.
He might still be a free agent.
And then to catch up to everything, Nick Scorton, the edge out of Texas A&M, going number 45 to the Colts.
Not bad. Poor Colts, man. Poor Colts.
Yeah, they deserve it.
They're going to have the number 1 pick in the 2026 NFL draft.
Is that a bold prediction?
That's my prediction.
That's not really a bold prediction.
The Colts are going to have the number 1 pick. And I don't even know how they are so low this year.
Because of their owner. Their owner sucks.
We might have to neglect a mailbag if we don't get any questions. That's never happened before. 105 people watching. 66 people have liked the video here so far.
But none of you guys have any questions.
Nothing. That's crazy.
I have some questions.
You gonna make some burners?
I can make some burners.
Atlanta Falcons on the clock. Round 2, number 46. They did take. I can't even remember. They took in the first round now.
Pull it up.
Oh yeah. I made a poll that says which positions the Patriots take in round 3, and it's edge, defensive tackle, running back, wide receiver. So far, edge is winning, but running back is not too far behind with 37%. The tackle, Mickey Manwari. Oh, that's right. That was at safety. It's a really good athlete. That's right. Can you pull up our picks?
I was literally doing that.
Beautiful. So far, we're bulking up the offense here on the Patriots Today mock draft. Will Campbell at pick number 4. Trey Harris at pick number 38. Bowl, love that question. We're using it. Perfect. Just like Bowl Weevil did. Put your questions in. Here are our 2 picks so far. We do still have 2 more picks in round 3 to go. This is a 3-round draft simulation. It's a mock draft. Will Campbell at pick number 4. Trey Harris at pick number 38 as well. So we got Drake May some pass protection, and we got Drake May some pass catching. That is what we are doing here so far.
For me, it's just I would It seemed like during free agency they really emphasized the defense.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really need to go.
Not in rounds 1 or 2.
No.
You made 11 defensive signings, and that was including re-signings. So, defense depth charts looking pretty good right now. And our starters, Robert Spillane, Harold Landry, Milton Williams. Carlton Davis. I know.
I loved that one.
That one was I wanted to get. I thought the Jets and the Lions were going to do an unnecessary swap of DJ Reed and Carlton Davis, and I thought we were going to actually, if anything, get DJ Reed instead of Davis. But I'm glad we ended up getting Carlton. Whoa. I like that pick a lot. Right. Tony Starks put #Patriots, and we will talk about that. So just rewrite it, #Patriots. Do you think the Patriots will grab 2 wide receivers this draft? Beautiful.
Please do.
But rewrite it. All right. We got a couple of picks that are coming in. JT Tumaluau. I know I didn't say that right. Edge from Ohio State. Eliot Manor, wide receiver out of Stanford. This actually was in one of my mock drafts here, or an ESPN mock draft was Eliot going to the Patriots, which was crazy. Now the AFC East rival Miami Dolphins are on the clock. Spam FMIA.
Spam F Rolly.
Wasting a first round and a second round player is crazy. Do you think Will Campbell's a second round player? Respectfully, you don't know anything about football.
You don't know ball, bro.
You don't know ball. That's actually a wild take. Donovan Jackson, the OT out of OSU, Miami. They need to prioritize getting Tua Tagovailoa some protection. That is why. I do not blame you.
Jonathan, this mock draft isn't a trade mock draft.
It is not, unfortunately.
We were not allowed to do any type of trades with this one.
I think we would actually put Sam into cardiac arrest if we actually had trades.
That'd be hilarious. The Bengals are now on the clock.
The Bengals are on the clock.
The Bungles.
Oh, my God. 2 boots. That's crazy. All right. #Patriots. Get your questions on today's mailist baggist.
Get on the mailbag.
Get on the mailbag that we're going to hit after this mock draft. We are also going to do a recap of the mock draft after this, too, and break down our picks. Get on the show in our mailbag. #Patriots. Be sure to do so.
If you search up #Patriots on my Twitter, you'll find a lot of questions.
Do it.
I don't tweet about the Pats as much as I used to.
All right. 85 people watching in here. The Seattle Seahawks are on the clock after Tyleik Williams selects a defensive tackle out of Ohio State. That's a pretty nice picture there. I like that little. Matthew, great question. Appreciate it, my guy. Great question.
Stone is murdering this draft. There we go. Tony Starks.
I love that question. Campbell's not a first-round pick for any team. Yeah,
what have you been watching,
he's
bro?
He's only the second best offensive tackle in the entire NFL draft. Oh, God. I love this time of year. Everybody's an analyst. Oh, God. I'm so sorry. I can't stop yawning.
Need some energy drink.
I had a coffee this morning. I had a cold brew.
I hate coffee.
Me.
It tastes like dirt.
King Ty, I actually would love to talk about that question on our mailbag. If you want to put #Patriots on it and just resend it, I would like to. I think that's a good topic to talk about because I thought about that. Because remember that year that Prescott got hurt and then Cooper Rush got hurt. No, Andy Dalton got hurt and then Ben DiNucci played. And I remember Ben
DiNucci.
DiNucci, who, former JMU quarterback, went on this press conference afterwards, and he was like, dude, playing the NFL is really hard. He's like, that was really hard. Like, that was night and day from college. So it absolutely could happen. I mean, Dak Prescott is an older quarterback. Who's their backup now? Cooper Rush left. And so Joe Milton is now their quarterback too. So that could easily happen. We don't want it to happen, obviously, but it could. Yeah, King Ty, just send in that question again. Just use hashtag Patriots. Tate Ratledge.
God, how many Georgia players are going in this draft?
No shit. Georgia's going to be ass next year. My God.
Good. I hate Georgia.
Pick number 51. The Patriots do have pick number 69. So far, it looks
Nice.
like we might be selecting an edge there, Alper.
An edge? Okay. Let's take a look at who the top edges that are still available in here.
Do we want an edge or we want a running back? Let's look at both. We'll look at edge.
Here's the top 4 edges that are still available. I love Landon Jackson.
Yeah? Tell me why.
He's just a guy that is kind of under the radar for Arkansas. His PFF grades were really, really decent. He just gets around guys. Like, one person that has been jumping draft boards is Oladejo for the edge out of UCLA, and that is one guy I do not want to draft just because this is his first year. It was his first year starting, and it's kind of like a reach. Like, you're going out of potential. Like, his tangibles are good, his measurables are good, but it's just the stats kind of don't replicate it. Like, I would not. That is a plan.
Right.
It's not a guy that's going to come in and make an impact right away. I think Landon Jackson is a guy that would do that.
Okay, I like Landon Jackson. I think for a running back, I do like R.J. Harvey for a 3rd-round pick. Giddens is fine. Devin Neal is also fine as well. Trevor Etienne. I didn't even realize Etienne's little brother was in this draft.
I didn't either.
I actually think R.J. Harvey is the best kind of mold for the Patriots. They're looking for a speed back. Harvey, nice like 4.3 guy, 4.4 guy. I wouldn't even be mad at taking an edge and then going for a running back with pick number 77. I think that would be a good complement to each other.
You could find a diamond in the rough.
Yeah,
with a running back.
Absolutely. Damian Martinez is still there. Dylan Sampson at number 5. I do like Sampson, but he's a little bit more of a bruising back, and we kind of already have one. I think a speed back would be prominent here, and that's what they're looking for to pair with Gibson and Ramondre Stevenson. So I'll probably go with R.J. Harvey the best. All right, Seattle Seahawks are on the clock at number 52. Cannot say that name.
Aurora?
Aurora?
Can you say that right?
Aurora?
Miami's tight end.
Do you think the Jets trade with us?
What pick do they have?
7. 7's Jets, 8 Panthers, 9 Saints.
I just don't see what the Jets. What would they be trading up for?
Shador?
I don't think they're going to take Shador by signing. You signed Justin Fields.
Okay.
I don't. He sucks, but
right.
It's the Jets here.
Who's behind Jets? Who's behind Justin? Exactly.
I just don't. I don't.
You
see them
stick
drafting.
with Justin for 1 year and develop Shador. I could see the Jets maybe doing that. I don't think it'd be smart, but I mean I could see it. Right?
I just don't know what they'd be thinking. Like I would agree. I just don't think they're smart enough to realize. Oh, we can trade up and draft a quarterback and draft Shador. Because even in mock drafts where Shador is dropping, they're not having the Jets pick him.
No, yeah.
And have they brought him in for a top 30 visit? Did they have a lot of people as pro day? I don't know. I don't pay attention to the Jets.
Yeah. Tony Starks comes in with a question here. I think he meant Jabril Peppers. Not Julius Peppers. That's okay. King Ty, repeat that question, but just use hashtag Patriots. That way we can get it on the board here.
There we go.
All right. On the clock right now, the Green Bay Packers. Darius Alexander went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from Toledo.
Toledo.
Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? Yeah, he meant Jabril. All right. If you guys want to get on the show, use hashtag Patriots.
And there goes Landon Jackson.
Landon Jackson's off the board. I don't know. Maybe we go running back at pick number 69 and then edge at 77.
See who's still available once we get to those.
Because what? We've got Landry and Keon White still. I think we picked up another one that I can't think of right now. Okay. $85 people watching in here. Bowl saying Joe Milton's going to be an interesting topic until we see more of him in the field.
For me, he's gone, so I'm just not worried about him anymore.
Can't do anything about it now.
It's kind of just like you got rid of him.
Yeah.
You got rid of him because he thought he was going to start at some point.
He thought he had an opportunity to beat out Drake May, and that is just not what was happening.
I mean,
Jack
dude,
Beck,
read the room, bro.
the wide receiver out of TCU, going to the Chargers. They like those. They like those second, third round wide receivers there out of Los Angeles.
Jack Beck is an interesting.
Beck, yeah, I think that's a simulation. Oh, my back's killing me.
So I pulled mine yesterday.
Oh my God, you pulled yours? Doing what?
Lifting.
Lifting? Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah. I try to work out every day.
I can't tell you the last time I worked out, unfortunately. I do have a workout class tomorrow, though.
There you
Looking
go.
forward to that. Thank you.
Low Pilates.
No.
Orange Theory type.
No, I do love Pilates though. That shit's hard.
I've never tried it, and I don't want
It's
to.
extremely hard. No, it's like a run lifting class.
Oh
There it is, King Ty. I like that question. All right, I think we have like 4 questions in now, so keep getting them in here. We're looking for about 4 more good questions for us.
I see some of them in here. Yeah, I see 4. I see 1, 2, 3, 4.
We still have that super chat
5.
too. Yeah. All right.
And the super chats.
Give me like 3 to 5 more good questions, and then we should be good for a Malus Bagus.
A mailbag.
Mailbag. Showtime.
As a football fan, I'll stay tuned to the Milton story.
Yeah, that's fair.
That is fair. The Buffalo Bills are on the clock. Mr. Tyler Smitty. And he's going to take Xavier Watts.
Xavier Watts. So they're bulking up their defense still. They got a cornerback in the first round. They got a safety in the second round. Bills are definitely going to need to do that. Their offense is pretty set there with Josh Allen at the helm.
Who's their wide receiver? Keon Coleman.
I forgot that we have Stephon Diggs. And he's not on the Bills. Oh, my God. Yeah, who is their...
Who's their wide receiver? Who's the Bill? Like,
Bills
I get you have
depth
Josh
chart.
Allen, who is arguably one of the best if not the best
You
quarterback.
got James Cook for now.
Running back.
Khalil Shakir,
Shakir.
Keon Coleman, Joshua Palmer.
Josh Palmer went to him. Okay.
Maybe trade for Tyreek Hill. I feel like Miami Tyreek's not going to Buffalo.
Thank you, Matthew, for the
Matthew,
question.
I love it. Keep putting them in. Keep putting them in.
Bill's getting some studs. Yeah, let's hope they don't in the real draft.
Yeah, right? All right.
People ask me all the time, they're like, why don't you hate the Bills? How can you not hate the Bills? And I'm like, Because they were irrelevant for so damn long. They never put up a fight.
No.
And now they're good, and the Patriots have sucked for the last 5 years.
Are we all good with the post mock draft recap?
Let me check.
Okay. Like the scouting reports, those 5 stats, now that those are in.
Are they in? Like in?
I think so. The scouting report should be in.
Okay.
And the list 5 stats should be in. And then we're just going to need to make that list 4 logo of our draft picks, which you'll have. That'll be in the system.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, Jeremy Chuggs is going to take a tackle here with pick number 58 for the Houston Texans. The Carolina Panthers are going to take Siobhan Revel. Getting closer and closer here to pick number 69.
Do need to get Trey Harris' stats in here.
Okay.
Will Campbell's is all in here. Player bio. Will Campbell's in here. Yep. Yeah, we're all.
Matthew.
Did you add Will Campbell to the depth chart?
Yes.
Okay. I see him in there.
Yep.
Morgan Moses. Scouting report. Yep. Scouting report. Yep.
All right. We are about 11 picks away from drafting again with pick number 69. And then we quickly have a turnaround with pick number 77, thanks to Matthew Judon last year.
What do you guys think? What does the chat think?
I like that.
Who do you want with pick 69? Edge. We had the poll up. Edge or running back or defensive tackle or another wide receiver. And most of you saying edge.
Let me know.
And these are still the top edge rushers available. Jordan Birch, Femi Oladejo, Braden Swinson, and Josiah Stewart.
Running back actually took over in the poll here for the position that we should draft with pick number 69.
DJ Giddens.
DJ Giddens. I actually did a show. Let me pull that up here just in case. I did a show on our running back draft targets for rounds 2 through 6. Let me see what I had written down here about Giddens. For Sampson, he runs a 4.48 average 40 time. Not huge in terms of hands as a wide receiver, 20 receptions for 143 yards. But he did have a pre-draft visit with the Patriots. So right now, New England is looking for 3 main features out of their running back draftee. They're looking for a speed back to complement Ramondre Stevenson. They're looking for a pass catcher, and they're looking for explosive. They need somebody that does not spend majority of their time in the backfield the way that Ramondre Stevenson did, because they can't guarantee they're going to have a great offensive line. So, out of Sampson, Harvey, Jaquez Hunter, Cam Scatabo, and Giddens, I had Harvey being the best fit because he runs a 4.40. He has 267 yards on 20 receptions. He has a lot of burst after contact, and he was actually a lifelong quarterback before he transferred to UCF and became a running back. The reason why I liked Harvey a lot, thank you for this graphic, Brett, is because I think he fits the Josh McDaniels mold the best. I think Josh McDaniels' wet dream is a running back that has burst after contact, has hands like a wide receiver, and has the mentality of a quarterback. Am I right, Brett Alpert?
I think you are 100% on the dot.
I think that sounds like a Josh McDaniels type of dude. But then when you look at a guy like Giddens, kind of the same thing with his receptions and yards, 21 receptions, 258 yards, but he lacks explosion. And so he's kind of a 2 out of 3 in terms of draft characteristics they're looking for from this running back class. But 1 fumble in 2 years looks pretty dang good next to Ramondre Stevenson, who led the league in NFL running back fumbles. 4.43 average 40 time as well, so he's just about right there with Harvey. So I do think that Giddens would still be a really good fit for the Patriots. I like that Harvey was a former quarterback. And he was a college quarterback, too, at Virginia. And then he got transferred to UCF, and he became a running back. So this is a guy that's it's not like he played, quarterback for a 6th grade JV team. I think that'll be a really good fit as well. Cam Scatabo is also a guy that could go in the 3rd round, 45 receptions, 605 yards. And he's a very low-to-the-ground type of runner. But he's not a speed back. He runs a 4.6, and that is because he's a thick boy. And he plays the game like a linebacker. He's got the mentality of a linebacker. He is very smart on his field IQ, but you're kind of getting knuckles and knuckles, not Sonic and Knuckles. So Scatabo is not a bad running back at all. I actually would rather probably take Scatabo over Ramondre Stevenson, but because I think that he actually has a much better hands than Stevenson does in wheel routes and jet sweeps. But overall, I don't know if Scatabo will be good for this offense. Especially since they just extended Ramondre last offseason. It's not like, Ramondre's about to be set to become a free agent. So I don't know if they'll take Cam Scatabo. So I'll probably stick with either Giddens or Harvey as our running back.
It's kind of what you need is everything that you said. From what we've known from a Josh McDaniel offense is that he doesn't play with the running game too much. Mm-hmm. Usually when you have a running game, it's kind of you want that 2 to 3 yards on 1st, 2nd down to set up 3rd down. With Josh McDaniels, it is we're going to go quick out of the pass. Our run game is going to be quick passes for 2 to 3 yards every time. It's not we're going to hand the ball off to the A gap or the B gap. It's not we're going to go quick passes. And if you can get a guy that can catch a screen and with good blockers break up field quick and also have that bulldozing factor, that's the kind of running back you need.
And if we're looking at primarily the stickiest hands, it's Cam Scatabo. He arguably has probably some of the best hands in the NFL draft as a wide receiver running back. So, which is, like you said, in a Josh McDaniels type of offense, much different than an Alex Van Pelt offense that we watched last year.
Woof.
It has been a while since I've watched, since I remember McDaniels, and you're right, it is very quick slant. It's very get the ball out. It's a very fast offense.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do you think if you could put yourself in Josh McDaniel's shoes here for a second, would you rather prioritize having a speed back or pass catching from your running back?
I'd rather have pass catching.
Pass catching?
Especially when you have a guy like Drake May who can at any point throw the ball deep down the field.
Okay, so are we going Cam Scatabo with pick number 69?
We can do that. Does the chat like it?
Do we like Cam Scatabo at pick number 69 for the Patriots? Oh, Jalen Noel just went. I think.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, Jalen Noel just went to the Seahawks? No, the Chiefs. Oh, wow. Chiefs getting Jalen Noel, huh? I like it. All right, the Eagles are now on the clock. We are about 5 picks away. All right, Scat at 69.
Oh, my God.
All right. Scat at 69.
That is such a terrible thing.
Keelan saying, I fuck with it. I like it. No falling to 63 is crazy. Welcome to the Chat Sports Mock Draft. Looks like the Eagles are going to take Anthony Belton, the offensive tackle, with pick number 64. All right, we are going to take a quick little break here. We're going to pick back up at 3:55 p.m. Eastern Time before we do hop into pick number 65. So here is your last chance. Let me know who you want the Patriots to select with pick number 69 in the NFL draft. I think Alper and I are looking at Cam Scatabo with pick number 69 and then flipping it around and taking an edge with pick number 77. That's kind of where we're at right now. But let me know, who should Patriots Today pick in round 3, pick number 60?
What a funny pick, 69.
I know. Tony Starks does not like Scatabo at 69.
What's up? No tech issues. Josh Babbitt says no to Scatabo at 69. Who would you rather have, Josh
Who
Babbitt?
would you rather have? Let me know, let me know, let me know. All right. Take a quick break here. Do we need an ad?
Do not.
Okay. All right. Let me know who you guys want. Pick number 69 coming up here in just a few moments. Oh, I'm frozen. Okay. Draft which position? Kevin, we have pick number 69. Classic.
Classic.
Josh Babbitt, who's available at the moment. We can show you guys best available at running back. We're also doing a mailbag as well, so be sure to use hashtag Patriots to get on the show. If you guys haven't already, get your questions on there. Do you want Cam Scatabo at pick number 9? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Spam it.
Spam it.
Spam it in the comment section down below. Let me know, let me know, let me know.
Yeah, Brandon McCaffrey. I'm pretty sure they were trying to get Gronk to announce at the draft pick number 69.
Oh my God, poor Gronk. He's like, it's like nationally known as like the oldest frat boy ever.
I mean, he embraces it though. He asks for it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely his MO for sure.
So while they're doing that, why don't we recap our picks so far?
Yeah. All right. So far, the Patriots have selected pick number 4 and pick number 38. We really wanted to prioritize getting Drake May some help. So we took Will Campbell with pick number 4. And we did take Trey Harris with pick number 2, pick number 38, because Jaden Higgins was off the board, Matthew Golden was off the board, and Luther Burden III was off the board as well. But we really like Trey Harris. I think this is a good type of go route for Drake May, and averaging about 17 yards per catch. That's really going to do a lot of damage for the Patriots offense, especially in the Josh McDaniels offense, where he really specializes in quick outs and quick slants. I think this could be really good. And think about it: Stephon Diggs, wide receiver 1; Trey Harris, wide receiver 2; Demario Douglas in your slot at wide receiver 3. I think, and you still have Hunter Henry on the field with them. So I really do like this pick. If you've got a minute and you want to update that wide receiver depth chart,
okay,
that could be kind of good too. Just move over.
Here,
What's
I'll take
his face?
off screen.
Yeah. All right, we are about to pick here. Looks like the Giants are going to take Omar. I cannot pronounce his last name. My God. Omar Norman Lott.
They're booing him.
Boo. All right, the Giants are on the board here with pick number 65 with Omar Norman Lott. Now the Chiefs are pick number 66. The Browns are pick number 67. The Raiders are pick number 68, and then the Patriots will be pick number 69. Nice. So go on ahead and let me know what you guys think. See a lot of Y's in here for Cam Scatabo at pick number 69 if he is still available.
I guess I'll move Kayshon Boutte to 2-3.
And Kayshon Boutte might have to take a little back seat here. That's what's tough.
I mean, for Trey Harris, that's fine with me.
Yeah, right. All right, Joshua Farmer is going to be a Kansas City Chief with pick number 66. Tyler Jones and the Chiefs report here at Chat Sports will take Joshua Farmer. Not a bad little pick there. All right, the Browns are now on the clock with pick number 66. Josh Babbitt saying that's not bad. Cleveland is going to select Benjamin Morris with pick number 67. Do you guys want Cam Scatabo for pick number 69? That's kind of where we are thinking. Alper and I are thinking about taking pick number 69, Cam Scatabo, the running back out of ASU. So let me know what you think. Spam Y, spam in, or go on ahead and just let me know who you want to take.
Only got 2 more picks until it happens.
2 more picks. The Raiders are on the clock. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Matthew's going to say yes. Kevin D is saying yes. Brandon is saying yes. Nest Force wants us to do a tight end.
Tight end? Nah, I like Hunter Henry. And the Raiders are on the clock.
The Raiders are on the clock. Who will the Raiders take? They're going to take Carson Schwessinger. I have no idea if I just pronounced that right.
That's the guy from UCLA, isn't it?
We're going to find out here in a second. I don't know.
I think it is.
Once we get later in the drafts, all these names start to just run together.
I think it is.
Carson Schwessinger.
That sounds right.
It does sound right, yeah.
Yes. Linebacker out of UCLA.
There
I called
you go.
I got it right.
All right. It looks like the Patriots are on the clock. Who will the Patriots select?
Did we take Cam Scatabo?
I am thinking Cam Scatabo. How do we feel? I think I'm going to take Cam Scatabo, the Arizona State running back. Speak now or forever hold your peace. 100 people watching in here. All right.
We're doing it.
We're going it.
Boston Bob says yes.
Yes, we want Scatterbo.
He is a New England Patriot, according to Allie Wolf.
Allie Wolf. We're taking Cam Scatterbo. We got some good feedback there.
Let's go.
Yes. I love it. Best pick of the day.
Sam said Jack needs new pants.
Best pick of the day.
Cam Scatterbo. We're going to go Cam Scatterbo over RJ Harvey. Scatman. Cam Scatterbo with pick number 69. So I will be honest, as an overall player, I do think that RJ Harvey is probably the better selection here. But for a Josh McDaniels type of offense, that's where the pass catcher really comes in handy here. Not only is he dominant on the ground, almost 300 carries for 1,700 yards, but he has almost 50 receptions for over 600 receiving yards. That is where it starts to get a little bit closer in the standings there for a Josh McDaniels type of running back, is because he likes to have the quick slants. He likes to have that wide receiver that can utilize his hands. So I really like Cam Scatterbo for Josh McDaniels. I feel like Jack Lotteray really wants to say something right now. So, okay. Hold on, we're going to get on screen here.
Yeah, I'll bring us up screen.
21 tutties, though. I mean, dude's going to get in the end zone, regardless. Watch out, Ramondre Stevenson. We're taking Mr. Scatterbo. All right.
Best pick of the day. Let's go. Allie Wolf is the best GM at Chat Sports. It's just not even close.
Thank you.
It's just not even close.
Thank you.
I also do think that you snubbed Trace. I think Trace was going to take it.
He was
Best pick of the day.
I snubbed the Saints. If you guys can't tell, Jack Lotteray went to Arizona State University, by the way. Proud alumni of Arizona State University. All right, looks like Trizzy Trace with the New Orleans Saints actually wanted Cam Scatterbo with pick number 70. Pick number 71. So we did just kind of stiff the Saints there, which felt pretty good.
Well, that happens.
And then Xavier Restrepo actually went pick number 70 to the Jaguars. So looks like Jalen Royal is now going to go to the Saints. So for Scatterbo 2, we will oh my god, where the heck did my sheet go? I'm all over the place. Okay, there it is.
You're telling me.
With that pick 2, with pick number 69, we'll just do the list for logo of
That one?
Yeah.
You have? Okay.
Scatterbo to New England. Because that's kind of my scouting report on him. All right. We are picking an 8 pick, so who should the Patriots select with pick number 77? Let me know in the comment section down below. Pick number 77. How do we feel? How do we feel?
I think we have to go edge now.
I think we have to go edge,
We
too.
have to go edge now. We went Cam Scatterbo at 69, so now we got to go edge.
Or do we do an offensive lineman? What's the best available? What's the best available at offensive line? I want to see.
Offensive line?
Yeah, I want to see who's left here.
Interior or offensive tackle?
Let's go offensive tackle, just because we need a little bit of depth there. Ozzie, that's a great name. Jalen Travis, Chase Lunt.
I don't know any of these guys.
All right, let me look at guard. Let me see what guard's looking like here. Jonah Maheim, Jake Majors, Seth McLaughlin, Drew Kendall. Number 3 interior offensive line overall. Go back to offensive tackles. Number 8. Yeah. Let me see the edges now. You don't like,
I mean,
Yeah.
Oladejo's like solid.
but he's not in love with him. Yeah. All right. Let me see.
Like Oladejo's stats. It was his first year playing edge, or first year starting, I should say. So in 2020, because only his Cal stats. What are we doing? What are we doing, ESPN? What are we doing, ESPN? Okay. So, like, 2024, 30 tackles, 14 tackles for loss, only 4.5 sacks.
Okay. Yeah. Not my favorite. What about Princely? I mean, I think you just take Jordan Birch because he's the best overall if he's available at number 77. But Princely's also might be a good little option for us there. Let me look up Jordan Birch. Let me see what stats I can find on him real quick. Jordan Birch out of Oregon.
8.5 sacks.
That's a lot better for a sack production, that's for sure.
It's better for an edge. That means he gets to the quarterback.
Yeah, right. Let me see
especially playing in the Big Ten. UCLA is also in the Big Ten. Oladejo only 4.5 sacks, and you double that.
Yep, 4.6 on his 40-yard dash. He's an upside as a rusher. He's a good run defender. He's an energetic pass rusher with a good get off, long strides, the bend to turn the corner. He's got a good bull rush as well. He does need some help on his skill set to his hands, becoming more creative is what his draft profile says. Prototypical frame with outstanding traits and a good mass. He's got a good angle block attack. Rarely allows a tackle to be broken, Mike Vrabel. He's indecisive, though. That's a bit of his weakness. He lacked hustle and urgency as a play-side run defender. Below average, getting down the line and squeezing back side runs. Well, thankfully, he'd be a backup anyways. We have Keon White and Harold Landry, so he would have time to develop. And I think that'd actually be a good system for him to develop under, too. In my opinion.
I think reuniting with Mike Vrabel, Harold Landry is going to be a threat.
Yeah, he is. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch. All right, where are we at here on the board? I don't even know where we're at here.
Well, let's recap. We have Xavier Restrepo going 70 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jalen, is it Royals or Royals? Royals. That's who the Saints got because we stole Scatabo.
Yeah, we did.
Andrew Makuba, the safety out of Texas, going to the Bears. And then the next two, Princely went to the Panthers at 74. And Azariah Thomas, cornerback out of Florida State, to the Jets.
Oh, Princely did already go. That's interesting. I was wondering if Princely might be the better option here. We do draft. Make sure you have the next up on the board because I am lost. That's more for me than anything. Okay, Marcus Mbo is who the Eagles, the 49ers are going to take here with pick number 75.
Is the M silent?
I have no idea, actually. I have no idea.
Old man mom, Will Campbell or Abdul at 4? I mean, if Abdul's there, you got to take him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That is no ifs, ands, or buts, my friend.
Pick 75 is in with Marcus Bowe.
Pick number 75 is in.
Now the Dallas Cowboys are on the clock.
Dallas Cowboys on the clock here with pick number 76.
We're almost up.
Still have to use Celtics after this. It's going to be a long day.
Long day.
Long day.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
That's all right.
I'd like to get a Titans in, but I might just wait till I'm off tomorrow, but I could still come in and just film it.
All right.
We are on the clock
The Patriots are on the clock.
with our final pick of the Chat Sports mock draft.
We are going to select.
So here's the available edge rushers.
I think we're going to go with Jordan Birch. I think that's
I do
where
like
we
that pick.
ended up. Yeah.
I do like that pick a lot.
My live chat's frozen, so I can't see. Ozzie is the pick. Tony Starks wants Ozzie to be the pick. I think we're going to go with an edge here. We're going to go with
Jordan Birch.
oh my god, my computer's freezing. Jordan Birch. Okay. I'm going to go with Jordan Birch. That is going to be my selection here. And my computer's like frozen. So. All right, Jordan Birch. We're going to pick up another defensive edge, and we are hopefully going to have him in our depth chart to kind of grow in that edge position behind Keon White and Harold Landry. He's got a really good build out of Oregon, 6'4", 280 pounds. Obviously, that weight might go up once he does hit the NFL. 8.5 sacks is really where we are looking at. I think our sack production was a little bit low last year, even Keon White having the combined team high 5.5 sacks with Dietrich Wise Jr. We can definitely use a guy that knows how to get to the quarterback. 11 tackles for loss, 31 tackles in total. It really just seems like this guy is a play until the whistle, which is a really good Mike Vrabel type of guy to have as well. Energetic pass rusher, aggressive run defender. Maybe not ready to start, but that's okay. We don't need him to start. Thank you to our free agency defensive assets that we did pick up, and especially with former Tennessee Titans Harold Landry. I think that'll be a really good veteran to learn from. I think White's even going to learn a little bit from Harold Landry, so might as well start bulking up our defense for the future. He's got great physical traits. He's got a lot of upside, definitely has a high ceiling, but tends to be more of a project. And I also think this would be good to develop a guy like Jordan Birch under a guy like Terrell Williams. Obviously specializes in the defensive line, so get him some reps there as a backup. But as you guys can see here, the scouting report, a gifted athlete who rarely misses tackles, finally started to put it together in 2024. So some things clicked a little bit later. Once again, not going to be a starter for us. Far more flexible and bendy than you'd expect his size. I did see that in his draft combine analysis that he does have a really good angle around the bend. So that could be another asset that he can develop over the next couple of years. But he does lack violence in the run game because of his size. But you get a little Mike Vrabel pad action going on there. I think Vrabel will be able to get that aggression out of him, no problemo. So this is who I ended up taking with pick number 77 for the New England Patriots. After we did select Cam Scatabo with our pick number 69, the running back out of Arizona State University. So, going ahead and grade the Jordan Birch pick for us, A, B, C, D, or F. We are officially done with the Patriots picks as we do get through the rest of the NFL third round. How do you feel about it?
I love it. I like it. I feel like we've won the first 3 rounds. You get your wide receiver. You get a great offensive lineman. You get a bulldozing running back who is, we saw during the playoff game, absolutely insane.
Right.
And now you get a solid edge rusher that's going to learn under 2 guys that were great in Mike Vrabel, and then Harold Landry. Jordan Birch is going to learn under Harold Landry. I think this is very solid.
I think it is too. Sorry, my computer is just wigging out on me here, so I'm going to try and get back to the stream.
We're still here.
I still can't see anything. All right. Going to have to wait a little bit. I can't see the chat. It's not letting me. I'll just
Do you happen to have your laptop charger in here?
I do not. It's on my desk. I'm sorry.
I'll go grab it.
Boston Bob's going to give it a B+. Great draft, guys. I appreciate that, Bob. Josh Babbitt saying he won't be good. Well, we don't know. He'll be on the bench. My friend Pat saying he's an historic outlier. Ness4 saying good draft. Old Man Mob saying Josh Will Campbell could be the greatest tackle of all time, and you still would have people saying he's a guard. All right. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. Be sure as well, as we finish up round 3 here, use hashtag Patriots. That is going to get you guys in our mailbag. We need like 3 more questions. So if you have any questions about this mock draft, the NFL draft, the preseason, the regular season, Drake May, Stephon Diggs, doesn't matter what it is. Just be sure to use hashtag Patriots. Let's see if we can get about 3 more questions for our mailbag. We'll just do the recap live. Can you still pull mailbag if we get off live? I don't think so. So we'll have to do both of them live. Okay. Instead of this going through the recap of the draft, let's just start with our list 4 logo, the Patriots mock draft.
Okay.
And then we'll just break down each pick from there. But I think we can go on ahead and jump into our recap.
Let me get everything settled before anything.
Does Matt Guy have any connections to Patriot staff? If so, do you see them bringing him in for a workout? I don't know what that means. Who's Matt Guy? Should I know him? Did I go to high school with him? Who's Matt Guy? Matt Gay. Oh. Oh, yeah, okay. Place kicker. Let me see. God, he's old. He's 31 years old. Doesn't look like he's got any connections with the Patriots here, but I could definitely be open to possibly signing him. Is he a free agent? He's released by the Colts in April. Yeah, I guess Matt Gay is probably still free agent. Doing some research here on Matt Gay. I'm not equipped. I would usually always pick him up in fantasy, though. That's good, man. Tony Starks, love that question. Perfect. Let's see if I can get like one more good mailbag question in here. All right.
I got to get all the player bios in here.
You're good. So I ended up going with Will Campbell at pick number 4. I ended up going with Trey Harris at pick number 38, the wide receiver. Then I ended up getting Cam Scatabo, the running back, pick number 69. And then I used pick number 77 to draft Jordan Birch, the edge rusher. That'll be more of a project for Terrell Williams and Mike Vrabel. So that is what I did. All right.
No more.
Let me see here.
Sperry took Jalen Milroe instead of Tyler Shook.
He's a weirdo. Tej Johnson to Oregon, Jalen Milroe to Alabama. Sounds about right for Sperry. What a guy.
What a guy.
All right. Gonna be doing a recap here in just a moment.
Is there anything else I need to grab?
I don't think so.
Let's see. Got the player bio. List 5 stat. It'd be a list 4 draft stat, but that's fine, right? Scatabo.
Mhm.
I think we're good.
All right, let's go on ahead and hop into our Patriots mock draft recap.
Where's the big L3? God, this is all over the place. And all these. That look good?
Yeah.
All right.
And then you don't have to use that photo there because it's
Yeah.
probably not going to fit.
That wasn't
Okay. All right, let's go on ahead and break down our recap of our Patriots Today mock draft for 3 rounds. All right, Mr. Alper, are you ready to go?
Almost. It's
He
just
said almost.
everything's all over the place.
That's okay.
It's not organized. All right. I think we should be fine. Okay, I see game time in there. All right. We ready?
Yes, sir. The Patriots did have a 3-round mock draft at Chat Sports here today. So let's redo that. Okay. We're just going to go here. Sorry, because it's going out tomorrow, so it's not going to be today. Welcome to Behind the Scenes. All right, we're going to redo that. And, all right, count me down in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Chat Sports held a 3-round live mock draft with all 32 teams drafting, 18 live shows at our company, and I selected for Patriots at pick number 4, pick number 38, 69, and 77. We're going to break down who I picked, why I picked them, and why I think the Patriots should be interested in actually drafting them for the real thing in just 1 week. If you guys are ready for the real NFL draft, go on ahead and spam Pats in the comment section down below. We are less than 1 week away from the Patriots adding new players to their roster, and I am getting very, very excited. This mock draft just proved to me, look, there's a lot of good talent out there at a lot of different positions, but I do still feel very strongly that New England needs to beef up the positions of need right now, not just draft best player available. But with that being said, here is who I took with the first 3 rounds for the New England Patriots, who do have 4 picks in the first 3 rounds. I took Will Campbell at pick number 4. In the offensive tackle from LSU, I took Trey Harris, the wide receiver out of Ole Miss, with pick number 38. I took Cam Scatabo, the thick running back out of Arizona State University, with pick number 69. And then I had Jordan Birch, the edge out of Oregon. We'll talk a little bit why I decided to go edge here instead of adding another offensive lineman to our depth piece. But first, let's talk about the offensive lineman that I did take, Will Campbell. I know a lot of you guys are very iffy about Will Campbell, and I need you to just end the skepticism. This is a phenomenal offensive lineman. He's probably going to be better than half the offensive tackles in the NFL the first year that he plays, and that is no joke. That's not coming from me either. That's coming from actual NFL draft analysts that spend all year looking at players like this. And keep in mind before you say, well, why didn't you trade down? There were no trades in our mock draft, so I had to keep pick number 4. And I think when you get an offensive guard and an offensive tackle, he can interchangeably play interior and exterior. And I don't care where he plays. If he allows 2 sacks, that is great. Great news for Drake May. So in this depth chart, I decided to put him at left guard just to show you that even if he does play internally, that is still a 10 times better offensive line than what we had last year. I personally would like to see Will Campbell play left tackle. Maybe hope Leighton Robinson gets more picks there and more reps at the left guard position. But overall, Will Campbell is going to lift this offensive line up. It needs a revamp. You already have Garrett Bradbury, Mike Onwenu, who, obviously we love Mike Onwenu. He's been a starter for the last couple of years. Morgan Moses, the older right tackle. You need some fresh young legs there over on the left side. So I'm going to ask you guys this. Grade the Will Campbell pick. I know a lot of you guys aren't going to like this pick. But in reality, if it makes you feel any better, my choices were either Armand Membo or Will Campbell. I surprisingly went with Campbell despite really enjoying Armand Membo's tape. So let me know, A, B, C, D, or F. How do you grade my pick of Will Campbell at pick number 4? The reason why I went Will Campbell is because, surprise, surprise, that's the number 1 need here for the New England Patriots heading into Thursday. I know you guys are blown away by Ashton Genty. I know you want to trade down. I'm actually okay with trading down too. But regardless, if you trade down, you need to get an offensive tackle / guard. You can't argue anymore. It doesn't matter if you get Genty because he has nowhere to go because your offensive line is still struggling. So I put those 2 at number 1 needs, tackle and guard. Then you have receiver, then maybe a defensive tackle or an edge. And then we could talk a little bit about a running back. So let's go with number 3 here. I decided to take Trey Harris, the wide receiver out of Ole Miss with pick number 38. Now, keep in mind, when we did this mock draft, Luther Burden was off the board. So was Jaden Higgins. And so ended up having our wide receiver that we really did like here in Matthew Golden. He actually went later in round 1 than I really did. I actually believe he'll go in the real thing. But I really like Trey Harris to be paired up with Stephon Diggs. 60 receptions, 1,000-yard receiver, which we haven't seen in New England for quite some time. But I like the 70. The 70 for his longest catch in 2024. The reason why I think Trey Harris is going to be a really good fit with Drake May is because he has the opportunity to be your go route type of guy. He also has the skill set for go, no go. He knows how to accelerate and stop. Accelerate and stop. That can be very important for a Drake May who showed a little bit of inaccuracy in year 1. So the scouting report here for a guy like Trey Harris from our very own Tom Downey, who is the host of our Cowboys report here. He has him as a number 7 overall wide receiver this year. He's a big body with the ability to threaten defenses downfield. Keep in mind, 6'2". Everybody loves Det McMillan because he's 6'4", 6'5". You got to get a little bit taller of receiver. I do like Harris's height. Found much more success in contested catches last year. Definitely good to note. Limited route tree in the Ole Miss offense. So when you have a guy like Harris, I think this is pretty much your bona fide wide receiver too. You keep him on the outside, you keep Stephon Diggs on the outside, you put Demario Douglas in the slot, and that looks like a much better wide receiver core than what we were giving Drake May last season. Not to mention 16 incompletes, 60 receptions for 76 targets. The man catches what is thrown near him. He's got a great catch radius with this 6'2" height, and averaging 17.2 yards per catch is huge because we really relied on Austin Hooper last season, who had about 11, 13 yards per catches. We need a receiver that is going to catch and gain more yardage, and that is what I have seen from Trey Harris in his film. Obviously, why is he going round number 2? He does have a little bit of weaknesses, and the consistent injuries is something to definitely monitor, especially when his injuries came in consecutive seasons. So we'll have to really make sure that he is healthy, and the Patriots are taking care of him if they do end up drafting a guy like that. But overall, if we can keep him healthy, I do think Trey Harris is going to prove to be a good wide receiver in a depth chart that now has a veteran in Stephon Diggs, who's arguably probably still a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL right now. Then you have Pop Douglas as well. 2. Do you actually have that depth chart ready with Stephon Diggs that we can actually show him just to give him a visual of, look, Diggs is a great guy, and Diggs is absolutely what we needed, but he couldn't be the only wide receiver move that we made this year. Because Diggs is in his 30s and he's coming off an ACL tear, to give him some fresher legs, to give him a 6'2" target, that is why I really liked getting a guy like Trey Harris. So as you guys can see here, Stephon Diggs at wide receiver 1, Trey Harris at wide receiver 2. You put Pop Douglas in the slot. Keep in mind, you still will have Hunter Henry in your tight end position on the field, maybe even a tight end stack with Hooper. And we're still waiting on the surgence of Polk and Baker. You have Mac Hollins, Booty, Bourne. My God, this is such an improvement from last year. And we're not even at the NFL draft just yet. So let me tell you guys this here just real quick. If you guys want to go see Stephon Diggs, Drake May, and the rest of the Patriots in action later this year, Game Time is the app for you. They are the official ticketing partnership of us here at Patriots Today by Chat Sports. And Game Time is the only ticketing app that I do use. Why? Because you guys are going to get the lowest price guaranteed when you buy tickets to any sporting event, concert, comedy show, or maybe even the theater. Not to mention, you can save 60% on last-minute tickets to see any of your favorite teams play, like the Boston Bruins, the Boston Red Sox, maybe even the Boston Celtics, who are trying to recreate history in TD Garden. They have not been back-to-back champions in the NBA in 56 years. They are trying to do so here this NBA playoff season. So if you guys want to go see your favorite teams play, or maybe even your favorite artist, then just download the Game Time app. Use promo code ChatSports. This will give you guys $20 off your first time buying tickets while terms do apply. Again, download the Game Time app. Use promo code CHATSPORTS. That'll get you guys $20 off your first time buying tickets while terms do apply. Download the Game Time app today, because what time is it? It is game time. And hopefully Mr. Cam Scatabo will be handling the rock for us quite a bit here in 2025. So in reality, when I look at the running backs that were available, and yes, R.J. Harvey was available at pick number 69, but here's the reason why I took Cam Scatabo. I was talking with producer Alper, and it's been a while since we've seen Josh McDaniels in an offensive play calling setting in New England. And I remember last year with Alex Van Pelt, it was a disaster. The reason why I like Cam Scatabo for Josh McDaniels is for these 3 reasons right here, which you cannot go wrong with R.J. Harvey either. But let me tell you about Scatabo. They're looking for a speed back. They're also looking for a pass catcher, and they're looking for explosion, burst after contact. Can he carry multiple guys on his back while toting the rock? And when you look at Scatabo, no, he doesn't fit speed back. He runs a 4.57 40 time. That's actually a little bit slower than most of my running back draft prospects. The number one reason why I like him for Josh McDaniels is this: 45 receptions for 605 yards. That is on top of 21 touchdowns, 1,700 rushing yards. And then you look at his receiving stats. We know that way back when Josh McDaniels was the OC, he likes quick slants, jet sweeps, wheel routes. He wants a running back that's got the stickiest hands on the planet, because he's going to dish it out, dump it off for a quick couple of yards. That is why I think Scatabo would be very good in this system, because Ramondre Stevenson was not a good pass catcher for Drake May last year. They were used very differently in AVP system, but I really like the amount of yards and the hands that Scatabo does have to possibly be a dual-threat quarterback. As you guys can see here, what he does on the ground is also impeccable. 300 carries for 1,700 yards, 21 touchdowns, and he averages 5.8 yards per carry. Ramondre Stevenson was under 4 yards last year per carry. I am intrigued to see how he's going to translate to the NFL. He is a little bit slower. So even if he does get that catch, I'm very intrigued to see how many yards he can gain after the catch because of his speed. But in the same breath, you cannot go wrong with a guy like R.J. Harvey. You cannot go wrong with a guy like Giddens. But I like Scatabo for McDaniels' offense. But, ultimately, the end result is not 110% up to me. So we are going to have to wait and see what Mike Vrabel and Eliot Wolf decide to take here. But in our mock draft, I think that Cam Scatterbo could be a really good resource for McDaniels. So I'll ask you guys this. Who should the Patriots draft in round 3? Do you think it should be running back like Giddens or Scatterbo? Do you think it should be an edge rusher, maybe another offensive lineman, possibly adding another wide receiver to the mix? You guys let me know in the comment section down below, who should the Patriots draft in round 3? We do have 2 picks in round 3. Thank you to Matthew Judon, pick number 77. We are going to go with Jordan Birch. Now, I talked to producer Al here for a while about, okay, do we go offensive line, wide receiver, kicker? I'm just kidding. Edge was a big position that a lot of you guys thought that we did need to kind of beef up here a little bit, and it doesn't get much beefier than 6'4", 280 pounds, literally. And the reason why both Alper and I really liked Birch was because of that statistic right there, 8.5 sacks. This guy can bend and reach the quarterback from different angles on the field. And another reason why I like Jordan Birch a lot is because that ceiling is really high, and we don't need him to start in September. He can sit in the depth chart, learn behind a guy like Harold Landry and Keon White. This is not your starter at the edge. That's why I kind of like the negatives with the positives. His scouting report coming in from Tom Downey, number 11 overall edge in the NFL draft, number 70 as a prospect overall. A gifted athlete who rarely misses tackles. Finally started to put it together in 2024. Obviously, like I said, definitely has a bit of a ceiling to reach, but we do have plenty of time as he can't sit in our depth chart. For more flexible and bendy than you would expect his size to be. But he does lack violence in the run game with his size. That I actually liked because I can just envision it now. Mike Vrabel puts on some pads. He starts to go head-to-head with Birch at practice. Vrabel and Tyrell Williams are going to know how to get that violence out of him, how to get that aggression. Not to mention he's an energetic pass rusher. He's a very consistent run defender that can definitely have some strength flashes in there. He's very versatile, and he rarely allows tackles to get broken. He is a guy that plays until the whistle is blown, and that just screams Mike Vrabel through and through to me. Because you do not need him to be a starter is why I'm a little bit more attracted to him with pick number 77. As you guys can see here, 31 tackles, 11 TFLs in 10 games played, 8.5 sacks and 32 pressures. I mean, this man loves to wreak havoc against quarterbacks. So when you do start to look at what you have here at the defensive line, you start to really realize, hey, look, our 3rd-round draft pick at edge, he's not going to be starting with Milton Williams, Keon White, and Harold Landry. He's just not. But if you want to put him in the depth chart with Daniel Iguale, you still have Kyrus Tunga, who you picked up earlier in the free agency. You have Jeremiah Farms. You start to see where that depth chart build does come in play. And we had a lot of injuries on the defense last year. Dietrich Wise Jr. being one of them. Christian Barmore with his blood clots. So it does not hurt whatsoever to bulk up your depth here just a little bit. So that is who I ended up taking. That is where I took my first defensive asset in the NFL draft, was round number 3. I know we did add 11 defensive signings in NFL free agency, so I'm very intrigued to see where the real Mike Vrabel and Eliot Wolf will draft in on Thursday and Friday and Saturday, of where they'll start to take their first defensive player, since they did address so many positions in NFL free agency. But here is a little quick rundown of our overall 3-round mock draft. Will Campbell, round 1, pick number 4, the offensive tackle out of LSU. Trey Harris, round 2, pick number 38, wide receiver out of Ole Miss. Cam Scatterbo, round 3, pick number 69, the running back out of Arizona State. And then round 3, number 77, Jordan Birch, edge out of Oregon. Now that you guys have seen this mock draft in full disclosure, go ahead and grade this mock draft. A, B, C, D, or F. I'm biased, so I'm not going to give my grade, but you guys can in the comment section down below. Do not hold back. Let us know, but ultimately take it with a grain of salt, because we are not NFL GMs in any matter. So if you guys haven't already, hit that sub button for me, because we will be live for the real NFL draft here coming up in just 1 week. Go on ahead, hit that sub button for me if you guys haven't already on Patriots Today by Chat Sports, and help us continue to grow this channel. Whew. I don't think I breathed.
Oh, man. What time is it? That's a lot of water.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grading it an A. I don't care.
Grading it today. Dude, my allergies are killing me.
My allergies have been amazing since moving to Dallas because it's just super dry. There's no humidity. There's nothing. Like, I feel amazing.
I think we have enough for a mailbag.
Let's check.
Let's check. Let's see where we're at in that mailbag.
Nobody sent in comments with hashtag in all caps. Pats. Got a bunch of questions from Matthew Gilliam. Old Man Mob. Tony Starks. King Ty. Boyle. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. At least 5, 6, 7. And then let me check the super chats. Gotta re-put in. Shout out to everybody in the chat for being here this whole time.
Yeah,
We've been
thank
live
you
for
guys.
almost 3 hours.
Yeah, this has been a long day. A very long day.
Get it. Yeah, we have 2 super chats that we can do for questions,
Perfect.
so we got plenty. That better be Tito's in that bottle. Double S. Did I ever tell you about the Fireball walk that
Oh yeah,
the
in Gillette
tailgates
Stadium.
at Gillette
Yeah.
Stadium that they just told us? That is wild.
That is, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. People tailgating at Gillette Stadium are absurd. Before we get into the mailbag, shall we recap some of the picks that have happened while we were gone?
Yeah. Do you mind doing it?
Got Jack Sawyer, the edge, going to the Cincinnati Bengals. Tez Johnson, wide receiver, to the Seahawks. Jalen Milroe. No backbone for Mr. Jack Sperry, who talked all this talk about Tyler Shook and then goes and drafts Jalen Milroe. Kyle Kennard, 84, to South Carolina. How many picks do we have? Ty Hamilton, defensive tackle to Ohio State. Josiah Stewart from Michigan to the Chargers.
Yeah.
Femi Oladejo, there he goes. End of the 3rd round, pick number 87. Darian Porter, 88 to the Jags. Terrence Ferguson, tight end to the Texans. There's Tyler Shook. Rams get their backup. Kobe Bryant, who I think is going to be a very sleeper.
Yeah, I think
Pick.
Kobe Bryant is too.
91 to the Ravens. Quincy Riley, 92 to the Jags, to the Seahawks. Sevion Williams to the Saints. Kyle McCord to the Browns. Devin Neal to the Chiefs. Jacob Parrish to the Eagles. And we're all caught up. Vernon Broughton.
How many picks are in this? In round 3?
102. We have 3 picks left.
Oh, okay. We'll just wait. Finish up the mock draft here.
Who is on the clock? Number 100.
The 49ers. The 49ers.
We got another one from Old Man Mob. If Raiders are willing to trade Colton Miller, what would it cost and what would you be willing to give up, in my opinion? Pick 77 and one of the 5th rounds.
Yeah, you're also more than welcome to hop on in the mailbag too if you want with me.
Okay.
If you've got any opinions. Oh my god, my brain is starting to go.
3 hours.
Yep. It's starting to feel it. Do you feel it now, Mr. Krabs?
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
That is where I'm at.
I'm off tomorrow, thankfully, so
Same.
Oh, yeah, because you have the
Oh,
Celtics
yeah.
on Sunday.
Same.
At least you get 2 days off in a row. I don't.
That is fair.
I do not. I'll probably go golfing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By yourself?
Probably not. At my old job, when I knew absolutely nobody,
Yeah, right.
I would golf once a week by myself. Pick 100 is in, and the 49ers are going with Charles Grant.
Little CAA boy, William Mary.
I will not be representing the CAA after this year. So the CAA
Why did you ever?
Because my brother goes to a CAA school.
Oh, where's he go?
Delaware.
Where?
Delaware.
Oh, nice.
And Delaware is getting out of the CAA after this year.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're going FBS.
Oh, wow. Delaware?
Yes. They're going to the Conference USA.
That's not the next team I thought was going to be out of the CAA, to be honest.
Neither did I, but
Wow. They have enough people to be FBS
oh, they have plenty of people.
at the school?
Yeah, there's like 25, 30,000 kids. At the
Really?
school. It's a
At Delaware?
ton. I'm pretty sure there's a ton.
Oh, my God. That's crazy, because I know that's what's, like, preventing, like, a lot of those schools like William and Mary and Richmond.
20,000. No, 24,000.
Okay. It's right around JMU's. Okay. That makes sense. Wow. I had no idea.
Well, JMU's not there anymore either.
JMU's in the Sun Belt for the last 2 years. But we were in the CAA.
Back when I was in college. I almost went to University of Delaware, but they did not have journalism as a major. All right, what do we
Seems
got
a little
here?
weird.
And for the final 2 picks of this Chat Sports 2025 NFL mock draft,
Oh, yeah.
the Rams select Dorian Strong, cornerback out of Virginia Tech, and Jared Ivey, the edge out of Ole Miss, is going to Detroit.
Alrighty. That concludes all of the mocks.
Elijah just joined in. These are the New England Patriots picks that we have made.
Yeah, we did.
Will Campbell, offensive tackle, going at 4. Trey Harris at 38. Cam Scatterbo. That's going to be a fan favorite. I just know it, man. I think I could see that actually happening.
Yeah.
And then Jordan Birch, the edge out of Oregon, number 77. Yes, sir.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and hop into our mailbag here. And also, if you guys haven't already, be sure to hit that like button for me. I see that we are dangerously close to 100.
9. Just 9. Who's it going to
Just
be?
9 likes away.
Just 9. All right, hold on. There we go. You just want me to pick any other questions that I think is...
Yeah, if you have any input, just pop up.
All right. Let me get everything situated. Make sure the weigh-ins are right. See that? It's not there. Let me go grab it.
Boz and Bob saying, like it up, folks. We
Like it
are
up.
7 likes away.
Why is it? There we go.
7 likes away.
Why is it doing this?
Double S, that better be Tito's in that bottle. I've actually had this water bottle for like a week. I've just been refilling it up in the fridge. Double S, great job today, Allie and Alper, the A-team. I appreciate that, big dog.
The A-team. I like that. Shout out to you.
Oh, I get it. The
Even though my
A-team.
name's not really Alper.
It's Brett.
My last name is Alper.
Yeah, I'm AB, you're BA.
All right, cool. I just got it in there.
All right, about to hop into
Let's do it.
give me 1 second.
5 likes away from 100. Who's it gonna be?
We'll find out after the mailbag.
All right, let's do this.
All right, let's hop in. The 2025 NFL Draft is less than a week away, so on today's show, we're going to be answering your questions that you ask us here on Patriots Today by Chat Sports, whether it's about the upcoming 2025 NFL regular season, whether it's about the NFL Draft, or maybe even free agency. We're going to break down your comments, questions, concerns, opinions, and even hot takes. But before we hop into that, if you guys want the Patriots to crush the NFL Draft, I mean, when we look back on all 7 rounds, we think, damn, we really killed that. Go on ahead and like this video for me if you guys haven't already. Coming up with Kyle Rush and $10 super chat, and he said, why don't we make another Boston tight end party? You can take over after Hunter and Hooper, and then not only have 2 large targets, might trade down for Warren and take Ferguson. So a lot of you do want to trade the 4th pick and move down, which will primarily be around 8 to 12 if I had to guess our new pick would be, which of course is where NFL analysts are projecting that tight end from Penn State, Tyler Warren, will be. I think Tyler Warren is without a doubt the best pass catcher in the NFL Draft, and I have no problem if the Patriots do end up taking Warren, but they do really like Henry. I don't see Henry going anywhere for quite some time. Austin Hooper, they clearly like him because they just re-signed him and brought him back for another year. And we also do still have Jaheim Bell, who we picked up last year later in the rounds, which we really haven't seen anything from him over the last couple of seasons either. So I personally like Henry and Hooper, and I think that you kind of be wasting Tyler Warren's talent if you want to draft him and not really have a spot for him. But obviously, Warren, if you did pick him up, would immediately become one of your best tight ends in front of Henry or Hooper. It's just not what we need. So if we do trade down to pick 8 through 12, I'm still taking a guy like Armand Membo because I just don't think that the tight ends, the receivers, the running backs, they matter if you don't have a good offensive line. Another question coming in from Kyle Rush. Not in the top 3, but could we get Will Lampkins later in the 7th and convert him to fullback and destroy everyone? So I'm not going to front. I had no idea who Will Lampkins was. Not a freaking clue. Turns out he is from UNC, and he's actually a very, very sneaky sleeper that a lot of NFL draft analysts do actually want to see Lampkins turned into a fullback, which obviously we know that Mike Vrabel wants a fullback. He wants to bring that position back here to the New England Patriots. So overall, what the analysts had to say about Lampkin was very surprising. They said that he had one of the best film that they have seen of any NFL draft prospect. He's 5'10", 270 pounds, and he's actually listed as a center. So he can play fullback and tote the rock, but also play center. He's very good at blocking. He's very good at guarding as well, and he just seems like an absolute wall to try to get through, whether he's going to be deeper in the backfield or right there on that line of scrimmage. So I'm actually not opposed to this really interesting take here by Kyle Rush. I mean, the Patriots later in the 6th or 7th round wouldn't be surprised if they ended up taking a guy with a fullback type of caliber. King Ty coming in here. If May plays how Mac Jones played in his 2nd season, don't do that. Don't ever put that out in that world. Do we give up the same? One led us the playoffs, had coaching changes, and it shifted. Alper, do you have any comments on this or comparisons to Mac Jones, or one led us the playoffs, had coaching changes, and it shifted? I think we're shifting coaches for a better reason, though. I think it's a better shift in coaches.
So if we go back to Mac Jones, his first year, which was with Josh McDaniels, it looked really good. You led him to the playoffs, and then after that, it kind of collapsed. Not to mention you had Matt Patricia, a defensive-minded coach, as the offensive coordinator. It was a recipe just for failure. Mm-hmm. Not to mention, Drake May was a top 5 pick. Mac Jones was way further back in the first round.
Yeah.
And you could see it right coming out the first year, just drafting him, the tape. The tape doesn't lie. And Drake May is a lot better than Mac Jones. I don't even see this comparing whatsoever.
I don't either. I do understand your concern because we are changing coaches. We just had a good-ish season with Drake May and the Patriots, but this is a much-needed shakeup, and it's not going from Bill Belichick to Gerard Mayo. This is an improvement in the coaching staff, and once again, the same way that we didn't compare them in the regular season, you just can't compare Drake May and Mac Jones just because they're close in age. They're just completely different quarterbacks. So if you guys want the Patriots to be successful this year, if you guys want the Patriots to go to the playoffs and hope the coaching changes are good, if you love the Patriots, go on ahead and like this video for me. If you guys haven't already, we just want to send good vibes out there, and we do not want a second coming of Mac Jones. Oh, my God. So go on ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me if you guys have not already. We do have plenty of more questions to get to here on our mailbag, but first I do want to go ahead and tell you guys about the official ticketing partnership of Patriots Today by Chat Sports, Game Time. If you guys want to go see the Patriots play in Gillette Stadium later this year, you can do so by getting your tickets through Game Time. This is the only app I use to get my tickets to any sporting event, concert, comedy show, or maybe even the theater. Why? Because I know that I'm going to get lowest price guaranteed. I'm also going to get all-in pricing, which means no hidden fees at checkout. And you can save up to 60% off when you get last-minute ticket deals when you want to watch your favorite sporting event, concert, comedy show, or going to the theater. Pretty much any event that does require a ticket upon entry, Game Time has you covered. So if you guys want to go on ahead and check out the Boston Bruins, the Boston Red Sox, or maybe even the Boston Celtics in the NBA playoffs, go on ahead and do so today by downloading the Game Time app using a promo code CHATSPORTS. This will give you guys $20 off your first time buying tickets while terms do apply. Again, download the Game Time app, create an account, use promo code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Go on ahead, download the Game Time app today. What time is it? It is game time. Old man Mob, do you see the Patriots making any big draft day trades? I don't have a crystal ball, so I don't know. I clearly don't know. Could I see them making a trade? Yes, I could because of the situation that we are at with pick number 4. However, it really does sound like Mike Vrabel wants to build the trenches. He wants to give Drake May protection. I don't see why, unless there is a phenomenal trade at hand from the Jets, the Panthers, or the Saints, they would pass up on a guy like Will Campbell. Maybe if they want to go and try to get Armand Membo with like pick number 9, then maybe they could do that. But I do see a trade being possible, but I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell. So even Mike Vrabel said that's going to be a game time decision on whether or not they're going to trade down. If they do trade, expect it to be with pick number 4 if Carter and Hunter are off the board. Tony Stark's in here. What would be a good season of wins for Vrabel this year? 6, 7, probably. 7 obviously would be more of a winning season. And what Vrabel was able to do with the Tennessee Titans and Mason Rudolph there, obviously it was feasible. Or Will Levis, whoever the quarterback was. Mike Vrabel had success in Tennessee with not the best roster. So I would expect about 6 wins, 7 wins from a guy like Vrabel with how much they're doing to the defense and the offensive additions. I think that could be a pretty good standpoint for him. Alper, I know you may agree, disagree. How do we feel?
I think a successful season would be about probably 6 or 7 wins. But if you look at this Patriots schedule, specifically the home schedule, I know the dates haven't come out yet, but you know exactly who to be playing. You are playing the Browns, the Falcons, the Giants, the Jets, the Panthers, the Steelers, and the Raiders.
They're all boo-boo.
They're all terrible.
Yeah.
You're obviously the Bills. You're not going to.
And how many? That's just at home. How many home games? 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9 home games, and they're all pretty much garbo teams. At least compared to the new Patriots roster, yeah, I don't see how that's not 7. I don't see how that's not 6 out of 9 wins right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, just at home alone.
And then your away schedule is the Bengals. Obviously, you have your AFC East divisional opponents: the Bucks, the Saints, the Ravens, and the Titans.
I'll probably take 2 out of 5 wins there on the road. against the Saints and the Ravens. So Saints and the Titans.
If you come out and you dominate at home and you win those 2 games on the road, that could be 8 wins right there in your first year with Mike Vrabel.
That's a really good point there. I don't know what the strength of schedule is compared to the rest of the NFL, but just hearing those teams alone, I truly think that the Patriots could be second in the AFC East this year with the defense they've created and the offensive attributes that they are gaining. It could be a pretty good year to be a Patriots fan.
It could be a really good year.
King Ty coming in here. How would you feel if Prescott gets hurt and Milton kills it, since we know you hated that pick for us last year? Who hated that pick for us last year? I like the Joe Milton pick. I thought it was a really good attribute to Drake May's skill set. But here is what I'll say. I'll take this from Brett Alper. He's gone. He no longer has any effect on the New England Patriots to me. But I do want Joe Milton to thrive in the NFL. I do think that is a good area for him to develop under the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. I don't know if he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, but if Prescott gets hurt, I do hope that Joe Milton kills it. I think Joe Milton has the skill set to be a good quarterback in the NFL. Just possibly, hey, look, I'll tell you what, Joe Milton with bazooka of an arm and CeeDee Lamb with his pass catching skills, that could actually be a very cool highlight reel to see. But obviously I don't wish injury on Prescott, but we have seen this before when Dak Prescott went down and then you had Andy Dalton go down, you had to watch Ben DiNucci highlights. So Joe Milton could absolutely get his spot in Dallas, and I do hope the best for him. Matthew, I compare Cam Scatterbo to Derrick Henry, Allie. Don't ever compare anybody to my king. I love Derrick Henry. And I do not know if we're ever going to see another player like Derrick Henry, but I do understand what you're saying. He's a thick guy, very muscular. He runs with dominance. I mean, he just asserts dominance on the field. On the ground, in the air, I do think Cam Scatterbo is going to be a good NFL quarterback for first couple of years for sure until, the NFL decides they don't want running backs anymore and any offense. My friend Pat, draft pundits have stated that Trey Harris may not be able to transition well to the NFL due to his lack of route running and not be able to separate from NFL's cornerbacks. What are your thoughts? I think that Trey Harris has an upper hand on a lot of these NFL quarterbacks that are sitting about 5'9" to about 6 foot, maybe 6'1". I think that his separation from the cornerbacks is up top. It's not in width. It's not here. It's not horizontal. It's vertical. That's how I envision Trey Harris making a lot of his big-time plays is climbing the ladder. And I do think that we don't know how he's going to transition in the NFL. We have to see training camp, OTAs. I haven't even seen him go up against an NFL cornerback just yet. So from what I have seen from Ole Miss, he looks like he has a skill set for a guy like Josh McDaniels and for a guy like Mike Vrabel to take him to be an NFL type of wide receiver. But, there's going to be a lot of analysts out there that have a lot of negatives about a player and a lot of positives. You just have to wait and see until he plays. It's just one of those things. We drafted Jalen Polk last year, and he was a very good wide receiver on paper. It turns out when he got to the NFL, you're right, he didn't translate very well. Well, Ladd McConkey had a lot of negatives on paper. He translated really well to the NFL. So just going to have to depend. You're going to have to take a gamble. That's what the NFL draft is. Nobody knows. I mean, heck, if everybody knew, then, we'd be watching the world's greatest sport. You guys are ready for the 2025 NFL season? Go ahead and like this video. If you guys are tired of all the analysis, tired of the mock drafts, tired of the he said, she said, like I am, go on ahead and like this video. I'm just ready to play football. So go on ahead, hit that like button for me if you guys haven't already. All right, I think we're going to go on ahead and pack this one up here. Not sure there is too much else for us to do.
We did hit 100 likes.
We did hit 100 likes. I don't know if we're supposed to stay live until a certain time or if we can start hopping off. I'm not exactly sure.
This guy's name. What a name. What a name. Alper in Shangoon sucks.
Alper sucks. Allie, you were potentially at Whole Foods yesterday. I think I saw you, but couldn't tell if it was actually you. Oh my God, I was at Whole Foods yesterday. That's crazy. I was picking up sweet potatoes. Yeah.
Sweet potatoes.
I was picking up sweet potatoes and goat cheese. and hot honey at Whole Foods. That's awesome. All right. Let me see. If anybody else has all right, I think we're ready to hop off. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in here to our first ever Chat Sports Live NFL Mock Draft 3-round simulation. I really appreciate everybody that stayed with us here for the entire thing and put all your inputs in. We will be live 1 week from today with the real thing, so be sure to tune in and hit that sub button for me on Patriots Today by Chat Sports. Alper, any last words?
I just want to say I'm excited. I like what we did, and hopefully the Eliot Wolf and the Patriots can do the same exact thing in 1 week, and we'll be live for it.
All right, guys, if you guys haven't already, go on ahead and hit that sub button for me. This is the month to be subscribed to Patriots Today by Chat Sports. So if you guys haven't already, help us out, grow this channel, and subscribe.
See ya.